Burnley against Bournemouth in the Premier League. I gave you the brief team news there ahead of this one. 3 changes for Burnley. Vitinho comes in. I think he'll probably play a little bit further forward for Burnley today because Lorenz Assignon, young French defender on loan from Rennes, will continue at right back. Josh Cullen comes into midfield because Josh Brownhill is suspended, sent off in the defeat at Crystal Palace last weekend. And Jakob Brun-Larsen. Now that's the interesting change I think there, Clinton. Zeki Amdouni, top scorer for Burnley this season, has started most of the Premier League games, but today, again, Vincent Kompany is going to try something a little bit different.
I get that, but if he's your top goal scorer, he should be in the team, do you know what I mean? There may be someone else who could come out, but I do like Brun-Larsen. He scored some very good goals this season, so I do like him as a player. And usually, I watch him, and Vincent Kompany only give him till half time and take him off, so that's not good. Hopefully he can have an impact on the game this afternoon.
Referee is David Coote. Orange shirt for him and all the officials this afternoon, black shorts and black socks. He's just going for a little warm-up jog across the halfway line. Burnley in the familiar claret and blue. The two teams have swapped halves ahead of kick-off after the coin toss, and Bournemouth in change kit this afternoon, which is blue and yellow. So the team shirt, the right hand side, it's cut vertically down the middle, is yellow, blue on the left, dark blue sleeves with yellow trim, blue shorts and yellow socks, and we are just about to get underway. The bottom two, Burnley and Sheffield United, cut adrift. The bottom 8 slightly cut adrift as well, because Fulham's win over Brighton yesterday sees Bournemouth start the day in 13th spot, level on points with Crystal Palace, but 7 points behind Fulham in 12th. We are underway. The ball has dropped inside the Bournemouth half, and Ryan Christie is there first, thumps it forward with his right foot. Dominic Solanke chases. That is huge for Bournemouth that he's able to start this game, Clinton.
Oh, that could be a book in there for O'Shea. Why would you get yourself booked so early?
Wow, he has as well.
Stupid decision. And Solanke's going to take a throw on, and there's no way he's going to look to do it. He's trying to do it quick, but there's no way they're going to put the ball in the net. Now you put yourself under pressure. Unbelievable.
Less than 30 seconds on the clock, and Burnley centre-back Dara O'Shea is already booked. Antoine Semenyo from the throw, plays it back to Lewis Cook, swings it across to the edge of the box. Solanke can't control it. Milos Kerkez, the young Hungarian left-back in his turquoise boots, collects it on the left. He's tackled and the ball is fired forward to the halfway line. Adam Smith swings it forward with his left foot. Solanke's offside as he tries to control that. So that'll be a free kick to Burnley. They have James Trafford in goal, Lorenz Assignon at right back, Charlie Taylor at left back, Dara O'Shea at centre back on the yellow card, alongside another young loanee who's just joined the club, 21-year-old Frenchman Maxime Estève is the other centre back. Vitinho, Sander Berge, Josh Cullen and Wilson Odobert, as James Trafford takes a little bit of a risk, all in pink in his goalkeeping outfit this afternoon, but gets himself out of trouble, and Burnley are able to bring the ball up to the halfway line with Dara O'Shea. Jakob Brun-Larsen and David Fofana on loan from Chelsea complete their lineup. Attacking down the right, here come Burnley into the penalty area, low ball in, Fofana trying to get the shot away, cleared by Zabarnyi. Solanke tries to flick it on for Bournemouth. It's still inside the Bournemouth half. Josh Cullen plays a little sideways pass, and already you hear the roars of encouragement from the Bournemouth fans in this north stand. Estève brings it forward, drives a left-footed shot from the edge of the box. It's blocked. Estève goes battling for it in the inside left channel. It's cleared, and that'll be a throw-in to Burnley on the left, which Charlie Taylor is ready to take. And with the sun shining and their team starting okay here, Burnley, you can hear the home fans just a little bit of... I don't think any Burnley fans really feel that they're going to avoid relegation from the Premier League this season, Clinton. But, you know, it's a new day, it's a new game, and optimism, as ever, abounds in football. Yeah,
and these fans always get behind their team and give them something to cheer about when they've been in the Premier League. This is a big game. They've started well. Vitinho on that right-hand side did well. It was good defending in the end. But going back to your first question... No, go on.
Oh, go on. Solanke tackled inside his own half. Coming back to that in a second. Vitinho driving forward for Burnley in the claret and blue. Pass intercepted inside the penalty area and cleared. Estève comes across to cover it for Burnley, and it's out for a throw into the home team.
No, you asked me a question I didn't answer about Solanke. It's great news, because I was worried for him. We obviously went for the MRI scan and it showed it was clear, so that's great news for Bournemouth and for Solanke as well.
Hearts leading Celtic by a goal to nil in the Scottish Premiership. In the WSL this afternoon, in the North London derby, just over half an hour played. Arsenal 0, Tottenham 0. O'Shea's ball into the Bournemouth area. Zabarnyi hoists a clearance up in the air, drops edge of the box. Odebear tries to curl a shot into the corner. That's blocked as well. Running across to the left there is Tavernier, clears with his left foot up towards Solanke, takes a little knock as he tries to control it. He's gone down for the moment. Burnley still have the ball, still attacking, and Solanke is on his feet and hobbling, and now he just breaks into a jog and then a sprint as he tries to put pressure on the ball as Burnley continue to play inside this Bournemouth half. Back to the halfway line, Berger to Cullen. Here's Brun Larsen, 30 yards out in the inside right channel, plays it to the right. Assignon's cutback shot comes in, and it is saved by Neto, low to his right. Odebear's strike, not the cleanest.
He's got to score. Assignon on the right back. It's a brilliant pick out because he could just flash that across the 6-yard box. He flashes it to Odebear. He has to be scoring there. It's a great opportunity. The pace of the cross was fantastic, and he doesn't get enough power. It's a comfortable save for Neto.
Come on, Burnley goes thundering around the 4 stands here at Turf Moor.
They started well, Ali.
They have.
They passed the ball really well. I thought they started well last week when I watched them against Palace, but then they went down to 10 men and it kind of killed the game for them.
Just the one win at home in the Premier League this season. That came early December. Thumping win as well, 5-0 against Sheffield United. Last win, 2-0 at Fulham on the 23rd of December. Bournemouth's last win was back on Boxing Day. They've lost the ball edge of the box and Burnley can't make the most of it. Adam Smith with an important interception and knocks it behind for a Burnley corner, and Bournemouth just looking a little rattled in the early stages.
Yeah, Christie's trying to play out from the back and he's dribbling out from the back, and Burnley's press has been outstanding in his first few minutes, and it's a good opportunity. Odebear had a great chance. He really should be picking out for Fana there.
So corner for Burnley, and in fact Bournemouth's last win, yes, Boxing Day, was also against Fulham, so neither of these two teams have had a win in the Premier League in 2024, and both of their last wins came against Fulham. Corner for Bournemouth to defend. Just over 5 minutes played in the first half. 5 Live and BBC Sounds live at Turf Moor. Corner comes in from the right, deep to the far post, attacked, goes through the Bournemouth penalty area, played up the right-hand touchline by Kirkes. Curl on the pass, but it doesn't quite stay in. Tavernier can't keep it in. So Burnley get the throw in on the halfway line on the left. Yeah,
they've been positive, Burnley. It doesn't look like a team that are near the second from bottom does it at the moment. They've been outstanding so far. 1 and 2 touch, but the biggest problem is putting the ball in there as well. Wow.
Throw in for Charlie Taylor. Short sleeve shirt for him, which is exactly what I'd be wearing on a glorious afternoon like this one. 3:30 kickoff in the Manchester derby. I'll keep reminding you of that because normally on a Sunday afternoon it's 2 o'clock and 4:30 in the Premier League. Today 1 o'clock, this one underway, and 3:30 for Manchester City against Manchester United. Burnley have won a free kick. Charlie Taylor is caught 25 yards from goal, inside left channel, and Burnley's good start continues. So Bournemouth have to step back, get themselves organised. Neto, the goalkeeper, all in green, 3 or 4 yards off his line. Long shadow cast out to his right-hand side. And just starts to organise the Bournemouth wall. A shot from this sort of range would be extremely optimistic. Jakob Brun Larsen, one of those there. Vitinho as well. But let's see if Burnley have got anything up their sleeve to try and catch Bournemouth out from the set piece. Last word from Vitinho to Brun Larsen. Whistle blows. Brun Larsen leaves it to Vitinho. He runs towards the ball. Then it's Brun Larsen, curls the ball in, headed away from the edge of the box. So it was something a little fancy, but it didn't work.
They overthink things, don't they?
Yeah.
They do overthink things, but yeah, you're right.
Vitinho's ball, good one, diagonal to the left, bounces in front of Charlie Taylor, controls it and then slices the cross behind for a goal kick to Bournemouth. But first 7 minutes, Burnley have started well. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 0.
Yeah, Bournemouth haven't got going yet, can't get that front 4 into the game, because if they do get that front 4 into the game, Tavernier, Solanke, Kluivert and Semenya, they'll cause Burnley problems.
So goal kick for Bournemouth. 2-tiered Jimmy McElroy stand. Neto in front of it. Clears long with his right foot. Semenya with a good leap. Charlie Taylor, I think, hurt. He was landed on, having made the aerial challenge. Gets to his feet. Little chip ball by Trafford down the right. Vitinho with a nice layoff to Assignon. Assignon's only half tackled. The ball breaks loose inside the Bournemouth half. Senesi has a hack at it and the ball luckily for him, comes back to him. Then it's a more measured floated pass down the left, and a really good ball for Tavernier to get onto. Tavernier beats Assignon. Bournemouth into the Burnley penalty area, fires the cross into the far post. Semenyo can't get the touch. Another ball into the box from the right from Adam Smith, and that is cleared away, and that'll be a throw to Bournemouth. Smith just lets it run out of play and then takes the throw in quickly and slings it back to Lewis Cook. So that is Bournemouth's first attack of the game. Very nearly produced a goal.
And just like that, they can cause you problems because they've got pace in them wide areas. It's a good run from Tavernier.
Curling pass forward from Senesi. Solanke trying to get onto it. Chesting down in the box is Kluivert's shot. Well blocked. Still not clear the danger for Burnley. Semenyo is there. Semenyo passes back to Smith. Time to swing that cross in from the right. Headed away. Brun Larsen chests it down and then unceremoniously, with a big whack on the half volley, clears to the halfway line. Headed forward by Senesi, only as far as Cullen. Cullen looks like he might have overhit that pass for Vitinho. Vitinho giving it everything to get there. All trouble for Senesi. Hamstring problem, chasing back for Bournemouth. Suddenly pulled up as he was running, got to the ball, has immediately felt the back of his left hamstring and sat down.
He knows it's a and I don't know why Fofana, and he's going over to his manager. He is rapid. He is the quickest thing. Quite quick. I see him cause Gabriel problem. When he gets the ball there, Cullen, he should be coming feet. That's not his game. He should be spinning him behind like Vitinho was doing. But Senesi's got a problem because as soon as he cleared that ball, he felt the back of his hamstring.
Senesi and Zabarnyi have been a really good partnership at the back for Bournemouth so far this season. This a big worry for Andoni Iraola because Senesi was the one who noticed it, had to pull up. He sat down and is now receiving treatment. Let's check in then on the North London W in the WSL. Kicked off at 12:30 today. Suhail Sahi's watching Arsenal-Tottenham.
And we got 4 minutes of the first half to play here, Alistair. It's still Arsenal 0, Tottenham 0, and it's still all Arsenal in terms of domination and possession-wise. But Tottenham, as I said earlier on, they've had the better moments. Martha Thomas and Jessica Naz, she clipped the crossbar from a good effort from just inside the penalty area on the left-hand side. Arsenal 0, Tottenham 0.
Manchester City beat Everton yesterday by 2-1 to go 3 points above Chelsea and 6 points above Arsenal. Leicester-Chelsea kicks off at 6 in the WSL this evening. That is available on Sports Extra from 5:45. If you want to watch the Arsenal-Tottenham game, by the way, that is live on BBC Two right now. What's going on, Clinton?
Surely the referee's got to say it's a hamstring injury. So if it's a hamstring injury, I don't know why they're trying to treat him on the pitch. And I know probably they are to try and get their substitution ready and warm so he doesn't pull a muscle. But we know it's a hamstring. I'd be very surprised, Al, if he plays on after this.
I'm guessing that is going to be Chris Mepham, the Welsh international, come on as the replacement. Just 3 Premier League starts for him this season, so
it's going to be a hard one.
Yeah,
but he needs football time because Wales have a big qualifying the Euro thing, haven't they? The two-legged.
If a few weeks time,
it's Finland
home
the first one,
Finland.
and then it could be Poland maybe. Poland or Estonia.
Correct.
I'm going for Poland because obviously they're the favourites, but Poland and Estonia, and he needs to play because he plays a lot for Wales, so it'd be good to get some game time.
Good chance to promote our coverage as well. Thursday, March the 21st.
See what I've done there.
Yeah, well done, Clinton.
Cheers, mate.
Full commentary of Wales against Finland, and as Clinton says, if Wales can win that game and then win the playoff final as well, they will join England and Scotland at the Euros this summer. And the reason we're talking about that is because Chris Mepham is on. Senesi has hobbled off. 12 minutes played first half in the Premier League. Manchester derby on the way here on 5 Live. Kicks off at 3:30. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 0. Long throw slung in from the right, headed away by Christie, headed back by Vitinho. Mepham gets his first touch, nods it away to the left. Tavernier's clearance is blocked and the ball goes looping up in the air and behind for a goal kick to Bournemouth. Hearts 1, Celtic 0 in the Scottish Premiership. And in terms of the WSL action I've been mentioning today, women's football show tonight, BBC One at 11:30, follows Match of the Day 2, which is on at 10:30. Bournemouth in the blue and yellow. They've split the 2 centre-backs, who are now Mepham and Zabarnyi. They stand either side of the 6-yard box. Burnley fans giving Neto, Bournemouth's Brazilian keeper, the hurry-up. On a shrill second blast of the whistle, he clears the ball down the middle of the field. Couple of headers won by Bournemouth. Semenyo nods it back here to Cook. Cook's pass forward is going to turn into a good ball for Kluivert. Little drag back onto the right foot and thumps it in to give Bournemouth the lead. And that was just way too easy from Burnley's point of view. Lewis Cook's ball forward found Kluivert on the edge of the box, one touch from him, teed himself up for the shot and has banged it into the back of the net. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1.
The story of Burnley's season, can't defend. Dario O'Shea and Esteve, they both leave the ball. How can one straight ball cause so much problems? Yeah, it's a great finish from Kluivert, and once he chops back in, Dario O'Shea, he's got no chance, doesn't move his feet quick enough. Fantastic finish from Kluivert, but it's poor defending from Burnley, but excellent goal from Kluivert.
Well, Burnley had made an excellent start to the game, then the game got disrupted by the Marcos Senesi injury, but that way too easy for Bournemouth to score that goal.
And that's the difference. That's Bournemouth's first opportunity, and Burnley have created a few and have not been clinical enough, but it's poor defending, really bad defending.
Just watching it again on the replay monitor, yeah, Kluivert just running off the back of the defender, nice little touch to bring it inside to tee himself up for the shot. And a resounding finish past James Trafford. So Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1, coming up to 14 minutes played in the sunshine at Turf Moor. Burnley have kicked off again, ball still in play just inside the Bournemouth half, and it's going to come back to their centre-back Maxime Esteve. Doesn't see an option ahead of him, plays back to Trafford. Trafford looked a little awkward there and then passes to his right. Misses O'Shea with the pass, it goes straight out of play for a Bournemouth throw, and then immediately the fans who were so sort of positive for the first 10 minutes of the game, you can hear the nerves and the anxiety and the boos and the jeers and the tension within Turf Moor. Bournemouth leading by a goal to nil. Hearts Celtic back underway. Second half, Connie McLaughlin.
Hearts 1, Celtic 0, 49 minutes on the clock. Celtic know they need to get themselves back into this one if they want to go back top of the Scottish Premiership. Kyogo, last season's top goal scorer, back on. Paolo Bernardo off. Remember, Celtic down to 10 men. Hearts 1, Celtic 0.
Yes, Adam Ida's penalty saved early on. Hearts leading by a goal to nil. Rangers lost yesterday. Rangers starting the day on 70 points. Celtic on 68 points. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1 here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Assignon, the right back for Burnley, just inside the Bournemouth half, played into midfield to Berger, who is chased and harried by Ryan Christie. Berger plays it back to Esteve. Esteve runs forward, then turns. James Trafford again, good 20 yards outside his penalty area. Sort of makes a back three when he comes as far forward as that. Has played the ball to the right. O'Shea, little layoff here from Vitinho into the tall Sander Berger. Pass into the box. Charlie Taylor, sliding challenge by Semenyo. Burnley fans go up and appeal for a penalty. Referee is right there and says nothing doing. Throwing for Burnley on the left.
I thought if he maybe it was good tracking back. Semenyo, it's good tracking back. He does well, Ali, watching the replay. There's no need for VAR to go and have a look at that. Coots does a great job.
No, clear as day on the replay monitor, and I think referee David Coote saw it perfectly as well first time. So Bournemouth have cleared that ball. Throw in for Burnley on the left. Charlie Taylor holds the ball above his head. Fofana, I don't know whether he's trying to control that or let that go through his legs. It did go through his legs, and Bournemouth clear quickly. Solanke chases the Kluivert through ball. Esteve plays it back to his goalkeeper, James Trafford. Half time now in the WSL. Arsenal-Tottenham. Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, 0-0 here, Alistair. Half dominated by Arsenal, but it's Tottenham with the better chances. Martha Thomas, she stung the palms of the Arsenal goalkeeper, and Jessica Naz saw her effort come off the crossbar. Arsenal, when attacking, they're being denied by smothering Tottenham defence. Half time here, Arsenal 0, Tottenham 0.
Manchester derby on the way. Full commentary with John Murray and Dion Dublin. 3:30 kick-off at the Etihad Stadium this afternoon. Bournemouth leading Burnley by a goal to nil, and Maxime Esteve on the ball for Burnley inside his own half. Wide on the left, passes across his own half, under no pressure here. Berger receives it from O'Shea. Then Vitinho, the Brazilian, on the turn, brought down by Christie. And Burnley get themselves the free kick midway inside the Bournemouth half. So this is the first of 3 games for Bournemouth against the bottom 3 teams in the Premier League. Next weekend at home to Sheffield United, and then a midweek game the following midweek at home to Luton. So they will certainly see that as a chance to make strides forward up the league table. Win today takes them to 31 points, and that would be a full 11 points clear of Luton, sitting in 18th, top place in that relegation zone. Free kick for Burnley. Brun Larsen pings it diagonally right to left, nodded down by O'Shea. Vitinho hooks it up in the air to the far post. Assignon jumps. Fofana tries to hit it on the volley and completely misses the ball. Then he accidentally tackles his own man, Brun Larsen. Burnley still have it here. Assignon under a bit of pressure plays back into his own half, and James Trafford almost up by the halfway line now. Longer ball forward down the right from him. Fofana will chase. Decent ball actually. Kirkes has got it covered, gets a nudge in the back, and takes that invitation to go tumbling and wins the free kick.
I'll be honest, Fofana's done nothing. His control's been poor. He's just had an air shot there. He's done nothing, and usually he's been good since he's come on to Burnley, but today he hasn't started at all, nowhere near it, and Burnley can't afford to be carrying passengers at this moment in time.
2 goals for him so far, both came in the same game since joining on loan from Chelsea. 2-0 down they were against Fulham, and those 2 goals earned them a 2-2 draw, but no wins in the last 9 games in all competitions for Vincent Kompany's Burnley, and they're behind here against Bournemouth, despite probably having the lion's share of possession and the better of the game so far. Here they come again. Brun Larsen, the Dane, to his right to Vitinho. Short figure, right hand side inside the Bournemouth half. The pass played across to Esteve. Now Charlie Taylor, first time ball into midfield, laid back by Josh Cullen to Esteve. Esteve uses his goalkeeper. Solanke's interested, chases Trafford down, then chases O'Shea down as well. Wants some help from the forwards behind him, doesn't get any, so Solanke stops running, and James Trafford is able to walk the ball forward, and then Solanke comes sprinting towards him, and Trafford tries to beat him and does so. Took a bit of a risk there, got away with it.
And that's how they want him to play, so I know the fans get frustrated.
Good ball down the right. Assignon, just slightly overhit the pass to Brun Larsen, who was trying to take it in his stride as he broke into the penalty area. It's cleared. Burnley throw on the right.
Yeah, that's how and I spoke to a few fans. They want Muric in the goal. That's why they're on pressure on Trafford at the moment. He's a young goalie, and that's how Vincent Kompany wants his goalkeeper to play at the moment.
21 years old, £19 million he cost from Manchester United. It was actually his pass out last week at Selhurst Park that put Burnley in trouble, and Josh Brownhill had to make the foul. He got the red card, and from that point on it became very difficult for Burnley. But as you say, Clinton, it's the way that he has been encouraged to play, and he's almost up by the halfway line as Burnley continue to move the ball from left to right, just outside the Bournemouth penalty area. Cross with the outside of the right foot from Assignon is blocked. Tavernier then chases Assignon back to the touchline, and the ball rolls out of play for a throw-in to Burnley. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Here's Assignon again, corner of the Bournemouth penalty area. Vitinho's little cut-back pass nearly finds Audebert. Audebert's cross then blocked at the near post, and behind it goes for a Burnley corner. Other than the goal they've conceded today, which is a bad one, they're doing okay.
They've been the better team, without a shadow of a doubt. I'll be honest, Vincent Kompany would be happy with the performance, but not with the goal they conceded. But we've seen this so many times with Burnley this season, where they start the game well, concede the first goal, end up conceding 2 or 3. Have to get the next goal out. Have to.
20 minutes gone first half. Glorious afternoon at Turf Moor. Burnley have taken their corner. Audebert, good skills, dances into the penalty area. Cross comes in across the face of goal, and no Burnley player gets a touch to direct it towards goal.
Esteve, again, he's just trying to do a flick. Put your foot through it. I get frustrated now, sorry. I wish I was still playing.
Floated ball is headed away by Adam Smith. Clinton Morrison feeling the frustrations of the Burnley supporters. Throw in by Charlie Taylor. Attacking position on the left for Burnley. Dara O'Shea is there. Side foot's a pass back to Esteve. Esteve quickly across to Berger. Berger closed down by Solanke. Plays back to Esteve, who just shuffles it across here to O'Shea. Little ball into midfield. Cullen pokes it into the path of Audebert. Audebert on a dribble again across the Bournemouth half. Back to Berger. Long stride from Berger, taking him up to the edge of the box. Good skills as well. Pass forward. Couldn't find Vitinho. Now he's trying to win a 50-50 is Berger. Bournemouth get it away for now. Cullen slides in. Audebert onto the ball in the penalty area. Plays it to Vitinho. Vitinho's deep cross is beyond Fofana. No one there at the far post, and Semenyo is going to let that run out of play for a throw into Bournemouth in the right back position.
It's good play from Zanderberg. You know one thing you watch with Burnley? No, yeah, go on. I think we got to go. I hope
Clinton's just heard there's been a goal in the game between Hearts and Celtic. Connie McLaughlin.
Hearts 2, Celtic 0. This time it wasn't offside. Lawrence Shanklin given his 20th goal of the season, just rifled it into the back of the net past Joe Hart. What does this mean for the title race? Hearts 2, Celtic 0.
Yeah, Rangers 70 points, Celtic 68 points. Opportunity for Celtic to go top today with a win. Missed an early penalty, down to 10 men, now trailing by 2 goals to 0, which means Robbie Savage will be getting stuck into Chris Sutton tonight on 6:06 from 6 till 8 to this evening. Assignon's low cross into the box. Another chance for Burnley. Curling effort from Vitinho wide of the right-hand post and behind for a goal kick, and Clinton Morrison again shakes his head. Better effort though that
Much
time, no?
better effort, but I feel these Burnley fans' pain where you see some really good football at home, but it's just putting the ball in it, and that's the difference maker, and that's why either you go down or you stay up as well, Al, keeping them out and putting the ball in the back of the net. But it was a good effort from Vitinho.
Burnley 13 points, Sheffield United beneath them on 13 points, Luton on 20 points after their defeat at home against Aston Villa yesterday. They make up the bottom three. Trafford's given the ball away again. Solanke's got it outside of the right foot, looking for Cliver inside the penalty area. Cullen's back there to get in his way. Tavernier underneath the shot, balloons it over the bar. Goal kick for Burnley. They escape.
Yeah, and they're going to be on the young man, but that's how the manager wants him to play out from the back. He's going to make mistakes because that's what you do. But if I'm in goal out, if it's not on, then I'm getting us up the field, because I'm not going to be, I know my manager wants to do it and my manager says that, but once you're on that pitch, you see the big picture, and if there's nothing on, get us up the field.
Yeah, takes a bit of character, doesn't it, Clinton, when you've got to keep doing it, you're being asked to do it, you know you can do it, but you're in a losing team that are giving goals away by playing out from the back. Definitely. But James Trafford has the trust of his manager, and he will continue to play that way for Burnley. He takes this goal kick long. Cook heads it forward. Solanke chasing. O'Shea heads it back to his keeper, who's just there in time, edge of the box. Solanke stuck a foot up and couldn't get anything on the ball. Every time the ball makes its way to our right, the end that Bournemouth are attacking, you're thinking it's going to end up in the back of the net. Yeah,
because they look shaky at the back, and that's the problem. And you know when a team is shaky, when they keep changing their back four, and they've done that a lot this season, Burnley.
Odebear, central position. Yeah, good player with the ball at his feet. Nice turn, fires a low pass to Brun Larsen on the left, outside of the right foot. That ball hits Cook on the edge of the box. Odebear completely shanks a right-footed shot. Now he thinks he was caught as he pulled the right foot back to hit the shot, and he's rolling around in some pain on the edge of the box, but the referee, David Coote, says goal kick.
Yeah,
and actually Bournemouth tried to take the goal kick and play, but no, the referee has now stopped the game, and he's going to go and check if Odebear's okay.
It's a foul. I think Coots is a good referee, but I think he's missed that, because as soon as he pulls his foot back, there is contact, and it's not in the box, it's on the edge of the box anyway, I think, where he picked it up. So Session's telling him to stay down. I don't know why, because there's never going to be a penalty, because when he has the shot, it is outside the box. You see, players are so clever and think they're smart, you know what I mean?
Yeah. 25 minutes gone in the first half. Clinton Morrison, scorer of 113 goals for Crystal Palace, former Birmingham striker, Coventry and Sheffield Wednesday 2, Republic of Ireland international, with us on 5 Live's Premier League Sunday, sitting at the back of the North Stand here at Turf Moor. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Both Clinton and I very much looking forward to listening to the commentary this afternoon on our respective journeys home of the Manchester derby. Manchester City, Manchester United kicks off at 3:30.
In the company of the brilliant John Murray and Big Dion.
Yeah, here's Vitinho, right-footed shot. That's blocked. Tavernier under pressure has lost the ball. Vitinho busy, gets back in there for Burnley, looking for a pass into the penalty area. Christie with his left foot, just happy to get that away for Bournemouth. It's in the Burnley half, and Trafford is up to the ball, just short of the halfway line, plays it short to O'Shea. Cullen drops back in his central midfield role, gets involved, passes it across to Estev. That's awful from Estev, shanks the pass out of play, and that'll be a throw-in to Bournemouth on the right. No need for that ball to go. That was just an easy, simple pass to make to a teammate.
You summed it up brilliantly. It's a poor pass. He's 10 yards. There's no pressure on him, and that's when you're a team, you're struggling and you get nervous in possession because the crowd get edgy on you, but you still got to play the game. But Bournemouth have been like, they've not been good, Bournemouth, but are they bothered? They're 1-0 up at the moment, and that's the most important thing.
Yeah, goal from Justin Kluivert, some poor defending from Burnley. Simple ball forward from Lewis Cook, which I think was more a clearance really than a pass. Kluivert was able to bring it down, get away from O'Shea and stick it into the back of the net. And watch the highlights on Match of the Day 2 tonight. Burnley fans roar their encouragement again. Charlie Taylor, space on the left, couple of touches, cross comes in. Hooked away by Mepham, header from Christie, the ball bounces, central position inside the Bournemouth half. Sanderberger just lobs a pass back into the Burnley half, and O'Shea has to go scuttling back to collect possession for Burnley. Estev to Cullen. Cullen has Estev running beyond him on the left. Young centre-back drives forward, cross into the far post, beyond Fofana. Vitinho will collect for Burnley, wide on the right, and Kirkes is the first Bournemouth defender in his way. Back to Assignon. Assignon to Berger. Berger looked up there, just lost control of the ball, but glides away from Solanke. Pass to Odebear. Odebear lays it back on the edge of the box to Cullen. Rolls a pass here to Estev. Takes a touch. Burnley fans want this to turn into a chance. A shot on goal some threat against the Bournemouth team that Burnley currently trail. They've been forced out of the box again. Here's Cullen. Back to O'Shea. O'Shea stops for a second. Cullen's there to his left. Cullen looks up, pass up the middle to Fofana. Challenge on Fofana. Just keeps the ball for Burnley. And they move it to the left-hand side, and Alistair comes running forward again. Wide to Taylor. High swinging cross towards the far post. Kirkes heads it away for Bournemouth. Little 1-2 between O'Shea and Berger. O'Shea stops again for a second. Finds Cullen. Good spin from Cullen. Little clip pass into the box, looking for Fofana. Zabani this time is able to get a foot on the ball to clear for Bournemouth.
Oh, I don't need to go back, but he's got Esther. He goes back all the time when he can turn and go forward. Because look how deep Bournemouth are, but they're set up to counter-attack out. And that's where Burnley have to be careful. You keep playing out from the back. As soon as Bournemouth, they'll just break. But you see Solanke saying to his defenders and midfielders, get up the pitch. We're way too deep.
Late challenge from Lewis Cook there on Josh Cullen. Burnley get the free kick inside their own half, and they have the ball again. And Burnley have seen lots of the ball in the first half here at Turf Moor, but they're behind on the scoreboard. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Here they come again. Berger, right hand side, looking for Assignon. Pass not good enough to find Assignon. He's tackled. He wants to let the ball run at a play for a throw. Uses his body to shield the ball, and then Tavernier stuck his foot between Assignon's legs to kick the ball away, and Assignon's complaining that should be a yellow card for time wasting, like the one that Dara O'Shea picked up in the very first minute of the game. Here's Trafford. Trafford basically in central midfield for Burnley, the goalkeeper there. All of his teammates ahead of him, and no one really pressing him, but he's right in the middle of the Burnley half, all in pink. Diagonal ball from left to right. Assignon will chase. Ball goes skidding away on the pitch, and Tavernier's got it covered and lets it go behind for the goal kick. By the way, talking about picking out passes, did you see Liverpool's late winner at Nottingham Forest yesterday, and Alexis McAllister's coolness on the ball right in the last minute of the game?
And then I did see it. He's been outstanding recently, McAllister, and then Nunes. They have missed him, haven't they?
Yeah.
Listen, this title race is open. You know, when a team scores that late, you're thinking, we're here right to the end. Liverpool is a big goal that could be come the end of the season.
Yeah, Liverpool 63 points, Manchester City 59, Arsenal 58. Full commentary on Manchester City, Manchester United on 5 Live this afternoon. And then updates of Sheffield United Arsenal tomorrow, live into the Monday nightclub, when you've got your full regular starting lineup. I know that Mark Chapman alongside Chris Sutton, Rory Smith and Micah Richards on the Monday nightclub tomorrow night. Brun Larsen tackled for Burnley inside his own half. Here's Solanke playing the ball back to Cook for Bournemouth. They've made the most of their attacking opportunities, and this is another one. Tavernier gets it from Kirkes. Tavernier trying to turn away from Assignon. 2 Burnley defenders there, double up on him.
Do you know what? There's 2 points. I'll probably have to interrupt.
You got time.
Someone told me 606 Sav was saying about the story of me and him at Birmingham.
Right.
Listen, I love Sav, but Sav won't be able to ever beat me in a boxing match. We were having a bit of banter about that the other day, so it was a bit of banter.
Oh, hang on. Bournemouth have got the ball inside the Burnley penalty area. O'Shea steps in and plays a pass to his right. Assignon clears hurriedly and it goes out.
Tell him I'm a heavyweight now. I'll put on a bit of weight and I've got some broad shoulders. It's a mismatch. And another one.
We're not talking about setting it up as a celebrity boxing match.
We're not doing that. It was just a bit of banner. Not yet. But I was listening yesterday to Chris Sutton and Robbie Savage on the way back. I must say it was a brilliant listen, and I think he was an Everton fan, came on and had a right go at Chris, and Chris was brilliant. It was Robbie Savage was poking the fan to have a go at Chris, but it was a great listen. I do love the 606, I must say.
There again tonight, every Saturday, Sunday, tonight 6 o'clock to 8 o'clock, off the back of full commentary of the Manchester derby. Burnley fans getting on James Trafford's back. Home team goalkeeper has the ball at his feet inside his own half, goes long, high spinning ball down the middle of the pitch, headed away by Mepham. If you have just tuned in, Mepham off the bench for Bournemouth because Senesi went down early on with what looked like a hamstring problem. Charlie Taylor for Burnley, facing his own goal, plays back to Cullen. Cullen starts to bring it forward for Burnley into the feet of the centre forward Fofana, the Ivorian on loan from Chelsea. Working it to the right is O'Shea. Assignon looking for the 1-2 with Vitinho. Kirkes snaps into the challenge for Bournemouth, but then the pass to him goes astray and goes out for a throw. And Vincent Kompany goes chasing that ball so that Burnley can take a quick throw, which they do. Down the right to Fofana. He's dragged Mepham out there. Mepham gets the better of him, wins the ball for Bournemouth. Lewis Cook's just got to be a bit careful inside his own penalty area, but plays the ball across to the right, and Adam Smith should be able to fire it down the right-hand touchline to Semenyo. Challenged by Taylor on Semenyo. Looked like a foul. No, referee says he got the ball.
Al. I agree with you, Al. It was a foul.
Okay.
It definitely was a foul.
Throw into Bournemouth. Let's check back in at Tynecastle. Hearts Celtic. Connie McLaughlin.
Still Hearts 2, Celtic 0. Kind of one of those days it feels as though from a Celtic perspective nothing's kind of going their way. Some half chances. One for Adam Ida there. It went wide. Didn't really trouble Xander Clark too much. Remember, Celtic down to 10 men. They can't really seem to find their rhythm. Hearts though, they're out there having fun. They're on the hunt for their third as well. Rangers will stay 2 points clear, remember, if it stays this way. Hearts 2, Celtic 0.
12 minutes remaining in the first half at Turf Moor. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Clearance from Neto, Bournemouth's keeper. Deep into the Burnley half. Ball is headed away. Now Adam Smith for Bournemouth from the right back position, looking for the run of Solanke. Taylor's got that covered easily. Comes across. Forward to Brun Larsen and back to Esteve in the WSL. It's Arsenal-Tottenham. Latest from Sahel Sahi.
Arsenal have taken the lead. They lead Tottenham by 1-0. Alessia Russo with the goal. The hard work was done by a fellow England international, Beth Mead. She cut in from the right. She was eventually tackled, but the ball rebounded out to Russo and she slotted it home from just inside the 6-yard box. Arsenal lead Tottenham by 1-0.
Commentary on Leicester-Chelsea in the WSL. Game kicks off at 6. Coverage starts at 5:45 on Radio 5 Sports Extra. Advantage played by David Kudus. Burnley work the ball to the right. Vitinho speeding away from Kirkes. Plays it back to Cullen. He darts forward. Edge of the box. Lays it off. Odebear's effort with his right foot. Not a bad one. Wide of the post. Goal kick for Bournemouth.
Yeah, it's good play from Burnley. They've been good in this first half. They'll be disappointed if they go in 1-0 down, because some of the football they play has been really attractive. Good run from Cullen, and Odebear tries to get that bend. I've seen him score a few goals this season with that little whip it to that far corner just over Neto's bar, but positive from Burnley again.
By the way, football coming your way on 5 Live in the week. Champions League commentaries Tuesday night. Bayern Munich against Lazio. Lazio start the away leg leading by 1-0. Then on Wednesday night, Manchester City looking to book their place in the quarter-finals at home against FC Copenhagen. They start that game with a 3-1 lead. And Thursday night, early kick-off this one, note this, 5:45, we've got commentary on Sparta Prague against Liverpool in the Europa League.
Back to Europe again, isn't it?
Yeah. Some good games actually there. Roma-Brighton. 5:45 updates on that one. Here's Solanke inside that Burnley penalty area. Lays the ball back here to Semenyo. Semenyo's forced away from goal. Back to Smith. Smith's cross into the far post. Assignon stretches. Flicks the header away. And Clinton knew it was offside.
Because he went to do that and put the flag up. Put your flag up early enough. It's gone 2 minutes if they've gone and he still didn't put your flag up. That's the one rule that frustrates me.
I know it does.
I know VAR can take 20
away
minutes.
From you. I'm scared.
Nah, you're all right. We're friends, mate. Don't worry about that.
10 minutes remaining in the first half. Free kick for Burnley. They trail Bournemouth by 1-0. This time next week as well, I just want to flag this up as well. We have full commentary on Aston Villa Tottenham at 1 o'clock. So Villa 5 points ahead of Tottenham in the race for the top 4, but Tottenham with a game in hand. Massive game, that one. Connor Cody's our summariser on that one.
Oh, that'd be good.
And then Liverpool Manchester City, Clinton. 3:45 kick.
Connor Cody's good, you know. Speaks ever so well. So that would be good.
Yeah. And then Liverpool Man City. So as it stands, the top 2 going head to head next week in full on 5
Live.
Big
Sunday that.
Esteve heads the ball away. Here come Bournemouth again down the left. No, pass intercepted by Assignon. Assignon plays it back to O'Shea. O'Shea to his goalkeeper Trafford, who this time immediately clears with his right foot downfield, and that's easy for Mepham to control. So Justin Kluivert's goal separating the two teams at the moment. Bournemouth in their yellow and blue. Zabarnyi, the 21-year-old, who's been ever present in the Bournemouth defence so far this season, goes for a longer ball over the top, and that just runs through to Trafford, who passes it forward to O'Shea. So Burnley will start to build from inside their own half. Trafford just outside his penalty area. Pass up the middle, along the floor to Odebear. Odebear's floated pass right into the path of a speeding Assignon. Assignon's tackled by Tavernier, who's doing his defensive duties well there. Done them really well. Wins the tackle and brings the ball away up to the halfway line, gets enough on the pass to find Semenyo, and Adam Smith goes bombing past him on the right hand side. Semenyo brings it infield and then plays back to Zabarnyi. Zabarnyi across to Mepham, who's looked pretty comfortable so far since coming on for Bournemouth.
You're right, they haven't really worked him enough, have they? They've been neat. Everything's been inside.
Kirkes plays himself into trouble, tried to do a bit of skill and just stumbled over the ball. Odebear plays to his left here to Brun Larsen for Burnley. into the Bournemouth penalty area. A couple of Bournemouth defenders in front of him. Plays the ball back here. Fofana's on the turn. Dummies a shot. Tries to work it back onto the right foot. Might run to Berger. Fofana's tackled. Bournemouth bring it away. Ryan Christie striding forward. Solanke starts to make a run away to his right. Christie delays, then plays the pass to Solanke. Bournemouth players getting forward as Solanke collects this ball on the right. Esteve in front of him. Solanke still has it, and then he's tripped by Esteve 25 yards from goal in the inside right channel. Bournemouth get the free kick.
I don't know what Esteve's moaning about. Just work your feet instead of diving in. It is a foul, because Solanke was a great little runner on the outside from Tavernier, who's done ever so well beforehand, and it is a foul. Esteve, he does catch him. Ooh, even though watching it back there was a little bit of contact. So well done, Mr. Coots.
So free kick Bournemouth, starting the day on 28 points. Win today would take them to 31 with 12 games to play. Best ever Premier League finish of 9th with 46 points back in 2016-17. So I imagine that will be in Andoni Iraiola's sights. Funny old season for them, of course. 3 points from the first 9 games without a win. Then 22 points from the next 9 games with 7 wins and a draw in there. And then only 3 points from the last 7 games, yet to win in 2024. But they're ahead here at Turf Moor, and Marcus Tavernier, I think, fancies a dip with this one. Bournemouth have constructed a sort of attacking 2-man wall just to the right of the Burnley 3-man wall, and James Trafford is trying to sort of look through all the traffic at the moment. Tavernier jogs on the spot, left-footed curler over the bar. Trafford stretches, doesn't need to touch it, and that'll be a goal kick for Burnley.
Yeah, he doesn't work him enough, to be fair. He gets the whip on it, but just not the direction. I would say his brother's better than him at free kicks. I think it's hard to
He's a set-piece specialist, isn't he? James Tavernier for Rangers, absolutely. Celtic, by the way, behind at Hearts this afternoon. Second half, man sent off in the first half, missed an early penalty as well. Had a chance to go back to the top of the Scottish Premiership, but trailing Hearts by 2-0 after Rangers' defeat at home to Motherwell yesterday. James Trafford, Burnley's keeper, little chip ball floated into midfield. Mepham's read it, charges forward, heads it forward, plenty on it, all the way back to Trafford, who this time catches it and bowls it out underarm to Berger. Berger, Christie, right in front of him for Bournemouth, plays back to Trafford again. Christie stays high for Bournemouth here on the edge of the penalty area, then just starts to back off as Trafford is walking forward with the ball, and again is given the hurry up by the home fans, but he's not going to play it until he feels the option is there.
Yeah, because that's how his team wanted, and they keep giving it back to him.
Yeah,
so they must trust him to play like that, and that's how the manager wants them to play. I get fans are frustrated, they want the ball forward, but what's the point of getting it forward when it keeps coming back at you?
Getting edgy at Turf Moor, then Burnley trying to play out, and the ball's actually gone out for a throw-in on the right. In fact, there's going to be a free kick given for the challenge on Berger as he played that pass to the right. Cullen takes it quickly, better for Burnley because Odebear's come deep and picked the ball up, slides a pass through, Fofana might be in, Neto comes out and blocks, chance for Brun Larsen, brilliant defending to get in the way of that one. Adam Smith down on his knees, hands behind his back, got his body in the way and prevented Brun Larsen trying to stick that into the empty net. And Brun Larsen is grabbed by Semenyo, has gone down holding his head, has gone rolling off the pitch hugely theatrically, and Semenyo's going to get booked for the challenge. I think Brun Larsen's made quite a lot of that.
Yeah, I think
we'll have a
right.
look, Clinton. We'll have a look.
You're right. I don't know why he's going down like he's been punched in the face or something like that, rolling off the pitch. Too many times I see that. And now he's all right.
Let's have a look. He didn't need to make the grab, Semenyo.
He just grabs him round the neck, but he doesn't need to roll like he's rolled off the pitch, like he's rolled out of Turf Moor.
No.
Come on. And
it's the one Chris Sutton always says, that if you're sort of the last 2 people going for the last taxi late at night at a station and someone grabs you like that, you're not going down like that, you're still going for the taxi.
Of course you are going to go, because you want to get home, don't you? I don't want to walk home, do I? I want to get in that taxi. Winner takes all.
I mean, Semenyo shouldn't have made the grab. He has been booked.
Of course.
And Burnley get the free kick, but Brun Larsen has made a bit of a meal of that, I would suggest.
He's not even given a free kick, he's still giving a throw on.
Exactly. Yeah.
I thought he would.
Throw in Burnley. Manchester City against Manchester United, the centrepiece of 5 Live's Premier League Sunday this afternoon. Kicks off at 3:30. Commentary on the way, to be followed by 6:06. Taylor for Burnley, back to Cullen. Now Esteve, chased by Solanke. Here's Trafford again. Mentioned his name a lot on the ball for Burnley, the young keeper. Passes it to his right. Burnley happy to go back to him again. And Trafford just taking his time. 3 Bournemouth players about 10 yards from him. Not the best touch from Fofana.
His touch has been awful in the whole half, to be fair. See, if they're going to play out from the back, they have to have a centre forward who can get hold of the ball. He hasn't managed to do that at all.
No, he was under pressure from Zabani, and the ball sort of spun up off his right foot, and he just struggled to keep possession. Trafford's low pass forward to Odobert, who has looked good actually with the ball at his feet. Nice layoff to Esteve. We've got about 2.5 minutes remaining in the first half, plus a little bit of added time. We had the Senesi injury early in the game. Burnley can't get out of their own half, keeping the ball quite comfortably. Back with Trafford again. Assignon making a run down the middle. Longer ball floated to the edge of the box. Kirkes powers the header away. Cullen controls, but took too long over the pass. Burnley get it back. Cullen quickly forward to Berger. Berger, edge of the area, thought about a shot. Takes it to his right though, tries to go round Kirkes. Now lays it off on the edge of the box to Cullen.
That's a foul.
Yeah, that is a foul. Edge of the penalty area on Cullen. Desperate lunge by Kluivert, who catches Cullen. Free kick for Burnley.
Yeah, you're right. It's in a dangerous position. I don't think Kluivert needs to touch him either, because Cullen's going back and he gets a yellow card as well out.
He's the goal scorer, Justin Kluivert. 3 yellow cards in the first half. Dara O'Shea for Burnley. More recently, Semenyo and Kluivert for Bournemouth. And Steve Crossman on the way for you at half-time as we continue to build up to the Manchester derby. They'll have been fed well there, Clinton, at the old...
That's why Crossy went, because I know what it's like at the Etihad. So, yeah.
Good here, though. Did you get the food today?
The breakfast was good. I prefer a breakfast sometimes to a roast.
A late breakfast.
Yeah, it was lovely, lovely.
It was good.
I'll be back again if I can do these early games.
Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Kluivert's goal early in the first half, but opportunity here possibly for Burnley to grab themselves an equaliser just before half-time. Free kick, edge of the box. Charlie Taylor could be the one to strike it, probably the favourite to strike it from that position, Clinton, with the left foot.
Yeah, spot on now, yeah.
Who is it? Brun Larson to his left, isn't it?
Who can use his left foot as well. He's two-footed, but I think it does look like it's Charlie Taylor.
Yeah, and we've got 2 separate walls here. So the 3-man Bournemouth wall in the yellow and blue to the left, and a 2-man Burnley wall a few yards in front of it and just to the right. Neto standing right in the middle of his goal. Brun Larson or Taylor to hit it for Burnley. Last minute of the first half on 5 Live. Whistle blows. Let's see who's going to strike it. Brun Larson runs towards it, hits it with his right foot. Oh, what a save from Neto. Full stretch, strong left arm, punches it away. And Brun Larson goes racing to collect the rebound and wins Burnley a late corner. What a free kick, but Neto equal to it.
Yeah, great save. And I thought it was Taylor, but it went. It's a brilliant. I thought it might be over the line because it looked like, but it's a great save from Neto. He got it up and down, Brun Larson. Brilliant save. Mr. Coote checked his watch and it wasn't over the line. Brilliant save.
Hit with real power. Full stretch the goalkeeper, Neto. Managed to get a strong enough hand on it to keep it out of the back of the net. Corner for Burnley, low one slung into the box, bounces once, cleared away. Vitinho gets underneath the header. Semenyo tries to nod it away for Bournemouth, intercepted by Vitinho. Play to the left to Charlie Taylor. The ball wouldn't come down quick enough for him. Couple of touches. Looks like a nice crossing. Header just over the bar from Vitinho. He's got to score, says Clinton Morrison, the former centre forward. Vitinho probably has my problem there, Clinton, not quite tall enough to get over it and nod it down. Yeah, but then Fofana's behind him. He's got to be shouting at him to leave it. Look, he's coming on it to attack it, Fofana, so there's no communication. You are right, it might be a bit too big for him, but Fofana's behind him. He's got to give him a shout. Has to give him. They've missed some big chances in this half hour. Yeah, you would not, if you watch both teams, you wouldn't think Burnley are second from bottom, would you? Al? No, conceded one stupid goal really in this first half, and that's why they're behind. We're in added time at the end of the first half. Bournemouth leading Burnley by the goal to 0. Bouncing around on the halfway line. Ryan Christie happy just to whack it forward. Solanke chases. Kirkes says leave that to me as he comes steaming forward down the left. Continues that run as well. And then the cross is blocked and Bournemouth win themselves a corner away to our right in front of that cricket field end of the ground. And so Burnley have to switch on defensively and make sure they don't concede another late in this first half. Lewis Cook comes trotting towards the ball, getting ready to take the corner for Bournemouth. Taking his time in front of the Bournemouth fans behind him. Couple of deep breaths, left arm up in the air, right-footed delivery, zipped into the near post, headed away. Tavernier fancies a dip, sliced badly, could turn into a cross that. The ball stays in play. Wicked spin on it, comes back from the byline, and then it's cleared away and out for a throw to Bournemouth on the left.
That was nearly the pass of the match up.
Throw in for Bournemouth. and they lead by a goal to nil. 6 minutes of added time. That's what I was scrambling around for there. We've played 2.5 in it, so a little bit to go. End of the first half here. Home games remaining for Burnley this season after this one. Wolves, Brighton, Newcastle, Nottingham Forest. Racing across here is Solanke, doing a good job as centre forward for his team, holding on to the ball. Then he's lost it, and Burnley will try and play out from the right back position. Vitinho, who had that headed chance moments ago, clears with his left foot. Zabarnyi, the young Ukrainian, heads to his right. Strong challenge from Adam Smith, clean one though, and the ball runs to Semenyo. Semenyo plays back into his own half to Zabarnyi. Presence of mind to take it round Odebear. Odebear's not giving up though, and Zabarnyi has to come back to his goalkeeper Neto, who's made that one fabulous save late in this first half. Clears with his right foot away to the left. Ball drops down on the halfway line. Fofana, great little touch and turn. Plays to Vitinho. Vitinho looks up, looking for a teammate in the middle. Kirkes is back and makes the challenge and clears, and that's a throw into Burnley on the right.
Good up. That's a right back who's playing further up the pitch, who was indecisive, because he should have just took a big touch across Kirkes, and then Kirkes can't touch him and he's in on goal. But good defending from Kirkes, but good hold up play from Fofana as well. Yeah,
much better from David Fofana there. Burnley have a throw, still trailing Bournemouth by a goal to nil. 2 minutes remaining at the end of the first half here at Turf Moor. Assignon's long looping throw into the near post. O'Shea looking for the flick on, headed clear to the edge of the box. Kluivert gets a touch. Odebear on the ball inside the Bournemouth box. Loads of defenders around him. Cleared away. Solanke wins a header. Then O'Shea wins the next one. Ball in the middle of the Bournemouth half, and again just clattered forward by Mepham. Trafford's underneath it. Whacks it on the volley.
Great
and
ball.
That's brilliantly controlled on the right by Fofana. Vitinho on the outside here. Vitinho's cross comes in. Mepham's there, blocks it, and behind it goes for a Burnley corner.
Yeah, it's brilliant from Trafford as well. I know there's fans are moaning at him for time wasting, but a young goalkeeper can play out from the back. Great, and it's a great touch from Fofana as well.
Oh, great control. It was the old Peter Kay ball from the back. It was De Havit, wasn't it? Wallop. And Fofana did well. Vitinho made the run on the outside. Cross was blocked, and that's why we've got to this corner. 90 seconds remaining in the first half. On 5 Live and BBC Sounds. They go short with the corner to Odebear. Back here to Cullen. Cullen, low pass from him to his right. Intricate play. Odebear's cross in. Solanke blocks it. Christie's there. Clearance away. Odebear again. Left-footed shot. Blocked on the edge of the box. The ball spins up in the air. Might fall to Fofana. Couldn't get a proper touch on it. Tackles flying in inside the penalty area. Bournemouth got to be careful there. Cullen. Little pass to his right. Now Charlie Taylor in the box. Sliding challenge on him. Mepham makes it.
No.
Burnley fans behind the goal appealing for a penalty. It looked like Mepham got the ball to me. And then Tavernier, Kluivert racing away down the left, chasing the long ball. But Burnley managed to get it back to their goalkeeper, James Trafford. And they've got just under a minute here to try and find an equaliser at the end of the first half. Esteve sees space. Semenyo chases him, nudges him to the floor, and that'll be a free kick for Burnley.
Yeah, and they want him to get the second yellow card. That's what, he's never going to get a yellow card for that. But he has to be careful, and it's something the manager will look at half-time, because he's probably one more tackle away from being sent off.
Semenyo's making the complaint there, Clinton, that it's shoulder to shoulder. As in, it's a 50-50 challenge, I'm just stronger, but he's shoved him, hasn't he?
Yeah, it's in the back. I understand what he's trying to say, but once you lean into the back of him, he's always going to give a free kick, but it's never a yellow card or a sending off.
A little bit risky from Antoine Semenyo, and has put his team under pressure late in this first half. Jakob Brun-Larsen just lifts his left boot up, rests it on his right knee, and picks the loose mud and turf from between the studs, and then replaces the ball inside that little semicircle of vanishing spray down on the pitch beneath us. Whistle blows. Free kick for Burnley, trailing 1-0. Brun-Larsen's delivery into the edge of the box. Assignon looking for the flick on, gets a touch on it.
Why would you touch it?
Offside.
I don't understand why Taylor would touch it and Odebert's in there. He knows he's in an offside position. That really frustrates me, that does, because now you've given Bournemouth the chance to get up the field, and that was probably their last attack of the first half.
There we go then. Half-time whistle blows. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Burnley, with just one home win to their name all season that came against Sheffield United, have actually played okay in this first half, Clinton Morrison, and Neto has made one brilliant save from the Brun-Larsen free kick, but Vincent Kompany just be livid at the goal they conceded.
Yeah, and the wastefulness that they've had in the final third. You're right, Al. They've been the better team. They should be winning this football match, but as you say, they're too open at the back. Centre halves are not defending properly. One ball can't beat the Perry, but it's a good finish from Cliver, and that's the difference between the two teams. At the top end, Bournemouth are really good. At this top end, Burnley are not very good.
Back to the Etihad Stadium we go. We're taking you back to Steve Crossman and the team. Half-time at Turf Moor, Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1.
Ali Clinton, thank you very much indeed. We'll bring you second half commentary, and then we'll be focusing here on the Etihad Stadium for the Manchester derby, City and United. 3:30 kickoff, full commentary here on 5 Live. Whatever happens today, Burnley are going to stay second from bottom in the Premier League, and it looks like Celtic are going to stay second from top in the Scottish Premiership. Connie McLaughlin.
Hearts 2, Celtic 0, 87 minutes on the clock, and unless there's a miracle, you're absolutely spot on. It looks as though Celtic have blown their chances to go top. They're down to 10 men, missed a penalty. Hearts took full advantage of that. They're second, by the way, scored by Lawrence Shankland, 27 goals for the season for him. Who's watching on? Scotland boss Steve Clarke, who's got Germany on his mind. Shankland wants to be on that plane. It is Hearts 2 as it stands, Celtic 0.
Arsenal want to go 3 points from top in the Women's Super League. Their derby with Tottenham ongoing. Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, and they're doing that at present. Steve leading Tottenham by a goal to 0. We've got 22 minutes to play. Alessia Russo with the 6th of the season, 4 minutes into the second half, separates the two sides. Arsenal are dominant. They're going forward, looking for their second. They're leading Tottenham by a goal to 0.
Right, we're going to be off to Glasgow at the Athletics. We're going to bring you some news from Accrington Stanley, who've sacked their manager John Coleman after 9.5 years in charge shortly, and then we'll be back at Turf Moor for second half commentary. We'll do all of it after the news on 5 Live with Carl Hartley.
Listen on BBC Sounds. This is BBC Radio 5 Live.
Thanks, Steve. It's been reported Israel isn't sending a delegation to Egypt for peace talks with Hamas, dashing hopes of a temporary ceasefire. Mediators and representatives from Hamas are in the Egyptian capital, Cairo, for the talks. And yesterday, American officials said Israel had basically agreed to a framework for a 6-week ceasefire. Our reporter, Waya Davis, is in Jerusalem.
The Israeli delegation has reportedly not travelled because they say that Hamas has failed to produce a list of the hostages who would be released as part of any agreement. Of course, then Israel would have also been releasing a larger number of Palestinian prisoners in Israeli jails. There are thought to be about 120, 125 hostages still being held by Hamas, but the condition of many of those is not known.
The Chancellor says he'll use Wednesday's budget to show a path in the direction of tax cuts. Jeremy Hunt says any reductions would be prudent and he'd not be using borrowing to fund them. Labour says any announcement won't reverse economic hardships caused under 14 years of Conservative government. A 7-year-old girl has died after a small boat carrying migrants capsized in France. The boat was in a canal and believed to be travelling towards the coast to cross the channel. Police have arrested several people involved. Shehbaz Sharif has been elected as Pakistan's Prime Minister for a second time. He beat his rival Omar Yayab Khan, who was backed by the jailed former leader Imran Khan. And owners of a pub in Conway have been criticised for putting up signs prominently displaying its name in English rather than Welsh. The Penabont had been undergoing refurbishment and was reopened on St David's Day.
BBC 5 Live.
The Checkered Flag Podcast, keeping you up to date with everything Formula One.
Verstappen weaving across the line to win the first Grand Prix of the year. Max Verstappen wins the Bahrain Grand Prix.
It's always very special to have these kind of days because they don't happen that often, that it just all goes perfect and you are just one with the car.
Max Verstappen begins 2024 as he ended 2023. The 3-time champion dominates the Bahrain Grand Prix.
The Checkered Flag Podcast.
Listen now on BBC Sounds.
This is 5 Live Sport with Steve Crossman.
On 5 Live. Listen on BBC Sounds.
And we are live from the Etihad Stadium ahead of full commentary of the Manchester derby at 3:30. Half-time in the Premier League, Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. We'll be back there shortly for second half commentary. In stoppage time, Hearts 2, Celtic 0. 10-man Celtic in the Scottish Premiership. In the Women's Super League, it is Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0 with about 20 minutes to go. We'll keep you up to date. Elsewhere in Formula 1, Jos Verstappen, the father of world champion Max, of course, says the controversy surrounding Red Bull team principal Christian Horner is, quote, driving people apart within the team. This comes after an anonymous email including messages claiming to involve Horner were leaked on Thursday. He's refused to say if those messages are genuine. Red Bull dismissed a complaint of inappropriate behaviour made against him by a female colleague on Wednesday, and Horner denies the allegation. Elsewhere, Accrington Stanley have sacked long-time manager John Coleman after 9.5 years in charge. He first managed the club for 13 years until 2012, then came back for a second spell in 2014. Accrington Stanley currently 16th in League Two. It's the final day of the World Indoor Athletics Championships in Glasgow today. After gold for Molly Caudry in the pole vault, Josh Kerr in the 3,000 metres last night. Great Britain could add to their medal haul this evening. You can watch the evening session as well. 6:30, BBC Two will keep you across the action in Gordon's Smart Show on 5 Live. Let's bring in Commonwealth medalist Alison Kirbishley, big part of our team as always. Good morning session. Alison, good performances for Great Britain's 4x400 women's relay team and Cindy Sember in the 60-metre hurdle heat.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you can't ask anything more than a national record from the 4x4 girls, and I've actually just passed them. They've just arrived back at the team hotel with big smiles on their faces. They still have Lavia Nielsen to bring in, who finished 4th in a personal best in the final, that world record final last night won by Femke Bol. So really high hopes for the team to take a medal this evening. And as you said, Cindy Sember in the first round, equaling her personal best, going into a tough semi-final. But she too will be just wanting to get into that final and then a chance of a possible medal there.
I'm just looking at the sort of evening lineup that, as I say, people can watch on BBC Two from 6:30. Great Britain's Gemma Reekie in the 800 final, Georgia Bell, and also Sweden's world record holder in the pole vault. Just one of the great pulls, isn't it, Armand Duplantis?
Yeah, I mean, look, every time the Swede steps onto a runway in the pole vault, we're expecting big things. He's learned how to fly with a pole, world record usually every time he lines up. He loves this stadium. He took the European title here back in 2019 in a world record. So, yeah, big hopes there. But as you said, if the Scots have any voice left after last night with Josh Kerr, they will need to get behind Gemma Reekie, because she's got a real opportunity to take her first ever global title in front of a home crowd, being Glaswegian herself in the women's 800 metres. She's looked so supreme coming through the rounds and the semi-finals. So, yeah, big hopes for Gemma this evening.
Great stuff, Ali. Thank you very much. Alison Kirbishley with us on 5 Live, 6:30 BBC Two for the athletics, the indoor athletics from Glasgow. We had Nader Manua with us earlier, of course, former Manchester City man, athlete himself in his younger days, still a schooled record holder in the long jumps. We've had the City angle covered. In a moment we'll bring in former Manchester United striker Dion Dublin, but the full-time whistle has gone at Tynecastle. Connie.
Hearts 2, Celtic 0, and Hearts 2 the double over Celtic, Stephen, stopped them going back to the top of the Scottish Premiership table. A George Grant penalty, a strike from Lawrence Shankland did the damage. Celtic missed a penalty early on. They went down to 10 men as Yang was sent off, and both sides had a goal chalked off. Stephen Naismith, the Hearts manager, now the second boss to beat Celtic twice this season. It finished Hearts 2, Celtic 0.
Dion Dublin punching the air as I said his name and then realised he had to pick up a microphone. Good afternoon.
Thanks for that little nudge. How are you, mate?
Very good, thank you. Very good. I enjoyed your interview with Eric Ten Hag.
Thank
How did you find
much.
him?
No, he was good. He was, he's a very dry person, but I sort of caught him before we started to record, and he was kind of relaxed, and we chatted about him cycling around his homeland with his wife, and he seemed to have a different side to him which I haven't seen before. I've been fortunate enough to interview him a few times now, and he seems to be relaxing even more when I've spoken to him, but I'd love to see a little bit more of that in his personality and his job. Also, top journalist that you are, you've got an excellent news line out of Eric Ten Hag, which we heard earlier today on 5 Live, where he said, even allowing for the fact that Rasmus Højlund is injured today, he believes they have the most dynamic front three in the Premier League. Now, I wouldn't have expected you to disagree with him in person. Is he right or not? I don't think they're the most. I think they potentially can be, and when they're all on it. But unfortunately for Man United, they haven't all been on it for a long time. So, talent-wise, yes. Talent-wise, no question at all. But there's better at the moment. There's more on form at the moment as well. But it's. I understand what he's saying because he sees them more than we do. So he has the belief in his players and his front three. Dynamic they are. Are they the best at this present time? No, they're not. Can they be when they're on it? Yes.
Obviously, I'm a neutral, so it's easy for me to say from a neutral's perspective. It is kind of a shame we won't get to see Erling Haaland on one side of the pitch, Rasmus Højlund on the other. Given we don't get that, what do you think is Manchester United's best route to success today?
If I see what I don't want to see, first and foremost, I don't want to see Man United sit in and go into a 4-4-2 or excuse me, a 4-5-1 or whatever it may be, and just allow City to do what they want to do, because most have fallen down. I think they have to have a go. I mean, if you come into your biggest rivals and you're sitting back waiting for what they have to offer, then you are having a nightmare, to be fair. I think if you go for it, then you'll feel better as a player. If you do go for it and you squeeze and you're 100 mile an hour and you give yourself a chance, you do feel better if things don't go your way, without a doubt.
At the same time, that is probably exactly what Manchester City will want them to do.
Yeah, exactly. But I've just been speaking to David James, who's working for somebody else today, and David James is a clever man, and he loves a stat, and he was talking to me about the way that City have played this season, and I sort of raised an eyebrows and say, yeah, that makes sense by what you're saying. And they figure out when the presses come in City, they'll play another way. They won't try and play through it if they don't have to. Why do they force themselves to possibly make mistakes when they can just miss the press to the big fella? He'll hold it up and then give it to De Bruyne, and then he's in behind. It sounds silly, but I don't think Pep will complicate it. If the squeeze is on from City, from United today, he'll miss it out.
Speaking of the big fella, 3 goals in 9 games before the cup tie at Luton when he scored 5. So that could go one or two ways. I mean, maybe he isn't in the very top of his own elite standards of form, or maybe that game against Luton, and you'll know as a striker, just washes all of that away. Yeah,
as a centre forward who's in a purple patch. I think he's been in a purple patch since he's been in the Premier League, to be honest with you.
He is a purple patch.
Yes, yeah, you're probably right. He is the purple man. He makes it look so easy. And when you do get that muscle memory back as a centre forward, he'll just start to do things that will come natural to him. It's not he doesn't think about it when he scores a goal. When he has a chance to score a goal, it's just a natural finish. Before, and if you watch Haaland before the chance comes along, you'll see in his body language that he knows what finish he's going to use. Before he gets to that position, he's a phenomenon. He really is.
The run that Manchester City are about to go on, the games that they've got coming up, between now and the 3rd of April, so exactly a month today, they've got all the rest of the top 4. So they've got to go to Liverpool next week. We'll be there, full commentary on 5 Live. They've got Arsenal at home, Aston Villa at home. They've got Newcastle in the FA Cup. They've got more Champions League football as well. I know it stands to reason, but this is a month which, their season's going to be decided, isn't it, more or less?
Yeah. For us looking in, yes, but to them, within the perimeters of City's training ground and the ground, they won't feel under any pressure whatsoever. I think Pep will just go into these games and he'll just attack them as he normally does and pick the right side for the right opponent, and he'll probably get it right. But if they do get maximum points from these next 3 or 4 games, then wow, what do you do? How do you beat City? That's the question.
I'm supposed to ask you that.
That's the thing, though, Stephen. That's the biggest question that everybody that loves football and loves the Premier League, and how do you beat them? Do you press? Do you sit off? Is there a mid-block? That's the question that nobody's figured out yet.
I've just realised that correspondent John Murray is actually working by torchlight at the moment to my right-hand side. It's like it's the 1800s.
It's very dark here in our commentary position at Manchester City, so a light is necessary.
Okay. Yeah. You're working through your notes, so what have you come across in the last hour since we've been speaking to you?
Well, I'll tell you, the one thing that I was just thinking about that I don't think we mentioned earlier was, and since we spoke in the first hour of the programme, I went downstairs, and the general feeling is certainly from the United side of this Manchester divide, that the visitors today don't have much chance. But I remember thinking exactly the same thing when we went to Anfield in December. No one gave Manchester United a chance there. And yes, United have got the injuries that they have now, but I just had a look back to see what they did for that match at Anfield, and actually they played McTominay, Amrabat and Mainu as a central midfield three. And obviously Casemiro is injured then. Casemiro is available now. The expectation is that Amrabat will be at left back, but I wonder whether they might do that again.
Full commentary at 3:30. Let's get you back to Turf Moor, ready for the second half. Ali.
Steve, quick question. Does John have that torch strapped to his head?
I have got a torch that's strapped to my head, but this is not it.
Thank you, John. John will be back with us in about 20 minutes or so to bring us the team news ahead of the Manchester derby. John Murray and Dion Dublin sounding in very good form. 3:30 kickoff. Don't miss that this afternoon. Earlier kickoff today in the Premier League. 3:30 for Manchester City against Manchester United. Bournemouth have made a change at half-time, so Bournemouth are ahead, Clinton, but actually they've made a change in midfield. Ryan Christie, the Scottish international, has gone off, and Alex Scott, the youngster signed from Bristol City in the summer, who's a lovely footballer, actually. He's come on.
Yeah, and I think you can see that he weren't probably happy with the first half. They were defending too much, getting overrun in midfield, so probably more energy in there, because Christie's a beautiful footballer. I usually see Christie playing out wide, but he's done a good job in midfield this season.
Just saw our former 5 Live colleague Juliet Farrington on television duties interviewing the Bournemouth boss Andoni Iraola just prior to this second half kicking off. We are underway. The sun's just disappeared for a second, but still a lovely March afternoon in Lancashire. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth on the attack immediately, playing from right to left in the second half. Tavernier's low cross blocked by Assignon, the French right back for Burnley. Tries to bring the ball away. Kirkes is able to win it off him. Kirkes then tackled by Assignon, and that's going to be given as a goal kick for Burnley. James Trafford in goal. Back four of Assignon, O'Shea, Esteve and Taylor. Vitinho, Sander Berge, Josh Cullen and Wilson Odobert. Jakob Brun-Larsen and David Fofana make up the Burnley starting 11. Alex Scott on at half-time for Ryan Christie. So Bournemouth have Neto in goal, who made one brilliant save near the end of the first half from the Brun-Larsen free kick. Smith, Zabarnyi, they had to make an early change actually in the first half. Senesi going off with a hamstring injury, so Mepham at centre-back with Milos Kirkes at left-back. Cook and Alex Scott as the two midfielders. Semenyo, Kluivert the goal scorer, and Marcus Tavernier with Dominic Solanke, who passed the fitness test on Friday on the knee injury, starting up front for Bournemouth. Although he's not had a sight of goal actually, has he, Clinton?
No, he hasn't, but that's because Burnley, you got to give credit to Burnley. Burnley were good in that first half.
Oh, longer ball over the top for Brun-Larsen to chase. There's a foul there though, as Adam Smith jumped to try and win a header. Brun-Larsen fouled Smith, so that will be a free kick to Bournemouth. They're in blue and yellow, so the right hand side of the Bournemouth shirt is all yellow. Cut right down the middle, dark blue on the left, blue shorts and yellow socks with the blue tops. Goalkeeper Neto all in green, playing from right to left towards the Jimmy McElroy stand and leading Burnley by 1-0. Here's Solanke, brings the long ball down, takes it to the right, then seems to slip, and Burnley are able to clear up towards the halfway line. Fofana, little touch round the corner to Odobert. Zabarnyi has followed Odobert there and gets a foot in.
Zabarnyi does well. Odobert's got to move that quickly. I think Vitinho's in there. It was a 3-on-2 situation.
Odobert's the French teenager, one of the many summer signings. Has looked bright this afternoon, signed from Troyes this summer. Here's Sander Berge, plays back to James Trafford. Trafford to Berge, immediately closed down by Alex Scott. Trafford clears under pressure from Solanke. High clearance down the middle of the field. Flag goes up for an offside. So Bournemouth will have a free kick. 2.5 minutes into the second half. Hearts have beaten Celtic by 2-0. Last we heard in the WSL, Arsenal leading Tottenham by 1-0. A couple of games will have kicked off at 2 o'clock as well. Villa, Liverpool and Bristol City, Brighton. And full commentary of the Manchester derby on the way here on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Bournemouth take their free kick, aimed at Semenyo, headed away by Charlie Taylor. Odobert's there, little cushioned volleyed pass back to Cullen. Cullen slipped, but actually managed to play a pass on the turn to Odobert, and Odobert is streaking forward down the left, cuts in field, looking for Fofana with the pass. Fofana's tackled, the ball spins away. Vitinho's desperately trying to keep it in by the byline. He can't do that, And that is a goal kick for Bournemouth, Clinton Morrison.
Yeah, it was for fun. It's a good ball. I don't know where. Put the brakes on. There's no way Odegaard can play you through there. Just put the brakes on. The defender's running back to his goal. You'll get it to feet. And sometimes you look at centre forwards and they make needless runs. Sometimes the best thing is stand still and you get the ball to feet. But Odegaard looks the most likely for Burnley if they're going to get back into this game.
Neto for Bournemouth. Clears up towards Solanke. The ball comes bouncing off him. Works out nicely for Bournemouth. Pass play to Semenyo, but he's in the offside position. I think he was expecting Solanke to hold on to that and then sort of spin off, and the ball ran off Solanke, and suddenly Semenyo was offside as Alex Scott tried to play him in. So Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. All the football action as ever rounded up in the Football Daily podcast. Ben Haynes and Nedda Manu are in charge of that on a Sunday for you. It'll be there later tonight and first thing Monday morning. Quite often have a little fantasy football feature in that pod as well. So we'll ask Clinton about his team in just a second. But here come Burnley up to the edge of the box. Odegaard surrounded by Bournemouth players. Strike from Cullen. That's blocked. Tavernier flicks the ball up high. Almost bumps into his own teammate there, Lewis Cook. Cook says, leave it to me. And Tavernier continues a run down the left. Assignon steps in, intercepts the pass and knocks it out for a throw-in to Bournemouth, who lead Burnley by a goal to 0.
Yeah, fantasy's all right.
Yeah,
I'm doing all right.
Haaland captain today.
Yeah, Haaland's captain today.
Yeah.
Who did I have that did all right? Yes, Watkins.
Yeah, he looks sharp at the moment, Clinton, doesn't he?
He has to go to the Euros the way he's playing at the moment.
Solanke's one of those battling for a place in the England squad as well. Battling for the ball here, but tackled by Esteve. Esteve's pass out to the right to Assignon. Assignon is just blocked at the moment by Tavernier, who's cornered him in the right back position. Flicks a clearance away, and it goes out for a throw-in to Bournemouth. But yes, I agree with you, Clinton. In terms of sort of backup to Harry Kane, I think number one at the moment has to be Watkins. Playing in a good team and
just leading the line ever so well.
Yeah.
Just confident, having assists, scoring goals. His numbers are fantastic.
Yeah. Here's Mepham for Bournemouth. Back to his goalkeeper Neto. Fofana chases. Neto taking no chances, clears down the middle of the pitch. O'Shea up early to head it away. Adam Smith with a stooping header. Little touch from Kluivert is brilliant to find Alex Scott. Scott holding off Berger, running forward, stumbling into the Burnley penalty area. Then he eventually goes tumbling down. Not sure he's appealing for a penalty or not. He's not going to get one anyway. Burnley bring the ball away down the left. Semenyo makes the tackle, and that'll be a throw-in for Bournemouth. And is the referee just saying, hold on a second, we'll have a look at this?
Yeah, I think there might have been contact outside the box,
yes.
But I think in the box, no. I think Sander Berg matches Scott in the end, and I think he wins the ball. Or does he? But it's not going to be a penalty, whatever happens. But they are looking.
You're right, Clinton, about the first contact that knocks him off balance is outside the box, and then he's forever stumbling forward. Then Berger tries to make a second challenge.
But play on. There's nothing.
Okay, I agree.
They were just there. They fell asleep in that VAR. That's why it took that long.
Jared Gillett is the video assistant referee leading the team.
Have you ever been down there?
I have. It's really
good.
interesting.
It's nice, isn't it? I'm really interested.
What's really interesting about it, Clinton, is when they put you in the match scenarios and say, right, you make the decision under pressure in the time that they've got to make. It's not easy.
It's not easy.
It's not easy.
I have a bit of a laugh with it, but it's not easy. I have been there. It's not easy.
Yeah. No, I'm glad I'm not doing it.
No, exactly.
Throw in for Burnley. Up into the Bournemouth half it goes. Adam Smith slides in with his left foot and the ball goes spinning away. And out for another throw to Burnley on the left. North London derby in the WSL. Kicked off at 12:30. Arsenal-Tottenham. Sahel Sahi.
We're into stoppage time here, Alistair. We've got 7 minutes of that time. Arsenal leading Tottenham by a goal to 0. I'll be really surprised if Tottenham get back into this game. Since Arsenal have taken the lead, they've really dominated the game and the possession as well without really carving any chance. Here come Tottenham on the attack. It's still not cleared. Ball back in. It's out of play. Goal kick to Arsenal. They lead Tottenham by a goal to 0.
So the Arsenal win would move them level on points with Chelsea. They'd be 3 points behind Manchester City, who won yesterday. Chelsea away to Leicester this evening. Coverage on Sports Extra starts at 5:45 for a game that kicks off at 6 o'clock. Berger plays to his left to Esteve. Esteve wide to Taylor. All of this inside the Bournemouth half. Still Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. On BBC Radio 5 Live. And measured passing from Burnley, and Bournemouth comfortable with their defensive shape behind the ball. O'Shea swings a pass out to the right to Assignon. Assignon back into midfield it goes to little Josh Cullen, former West Ham man. Burnley got him from Anderlecht. as the pass is flicked down the right for Fofana. Fofana chests it down and plays it back to Assignon. Vitinho gets a shout from Cullen, gets the ball back from Cullen. First touch not the best, and Mepham is able to get a touch on it, and Zabani helps him out and clears for Bournemouth.
It's good play. You know, Sahil's a lovely man, but every time he calls you Alistair, I have to laugh.
Formal?
I like it. It's professional, but I just know you as ABB. The original ABB in my eyes. But do you want me to call you Alistair?
Clinton, I get called all sorts. I get called ABB, Alistair, Ali, Bruce.
What do you like?
I'm happy. Clinton, I'm not fussed. You know
That's
me.
Good then. That's good. I thought I was getting it wrong.
No, all good.
Okay, no worries.
All good. So Hale watching Arsenal leading Tottenham by a goal to nil in the WSL. Clinton and I watching Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Burnley seeing lots of the ball in the early stages of the second half. Can they, first of all, create the chances, but then most importantly, as Clinton was saying in the first half, when they create them, can they stick them away? James Trafford, goalkeeper for Burnley, all in pink. Diagonal ball from right to left. Brun Larsen sticks out a right boot, can't control it. Bournemouth happy with that. It runs away for a throw in the right back position.
Second half hasn't really got started. You know the tempo Burnley were playing at the first half. You always knew that both halves were going to be different and Bournemouth weren't going to sit in like they did in that first half, but they need to create more stuff. If not, you have to look to your bench and make changes. It's a big game for them.
Throw in for Bournemouth. Adam Smith throws it as far as he can down the right. First contact won by Burnley. Esteve Cullen stabs it forward on the volley. Under pressure is Smith from Brun Larsen. Clearance hits Brun Larsen. Ball lobs up in the air. Semenyo now gets his body in the way between the ball and the touchline. Starts a run down the right. Goes tumbling. No free kick, says David Coote. So Burnley able to build from inside their own half. 35 minutes to play. No wins in the last 9 games in all competitions for Burnley. 11 points from safety, but with a goal difference as well of minus 33 compared to Nottingham Forest minus 15. All looking rather bleak. Long ball from Esteve to the right. Finds Assignon. Assignon to Vitinho. Unfortunately slips there. Cook clears first time. Tavernier lets it run past him. Challenge on him from Odebear, but he gets his pass forward to Kluivert. Solanke in space in the middle. Solanke's played in. One touch. Hits the right footed shot. Good save by Trafford. The ball spins loose inside the Burnley penalty area, and Tavernier collects it and takes it wide right.
Yeah, it's a good chance. It's a good save from Trafford. A really good save. It's a strong hand, but Burnley are open. One ball just opens their defence and nowhere near good enough at the back. But yeah, really good save from Trafford and a good strike from Solanke. Good play from Kluivert as well.
Solanke's first real sight of goal in the game this afternoon. Kluivert, the goal scorer, floated past to Semenyo. What a lovely ball that is! And the shot's driven into the side netting from Tavernier with his right foot. And Bournemouth very nearly, well, that's 2 chances they've created in the space of a couple of minutes, and Burnley very nearly found themselves 2-0 down.
And that's the difference. Burnley can have so much possession, can't create anything, where Bournemouth look a threat. It's a great little touch from Semenyo, and the first touch from Tavernier is first class. He just can't get enough. And you got to credit Trafford, he comes out quick enough and he has to put it into the side netting.
Solanke 14 Premier League goals so far this season. Premier League record for Bournemouth 16 by Josh King 2016-17. You'd imagine Solanke will beat that.
He should beat that. If he stays injury free from now to the end of the season, he should beat that.
Yeah, games to come in the next week at home against Sheffield United and Luton, which is why, going back to the fantasy football, Clinton, he's a popular pick.
Oh yeah, he's coming in next week.
Coming in, of
double
course,
game week, isn't it?
That's the one. Fantasy 606 podcast, like the Football Daily, available via the BBC Sounds app. It is out every Thursday. Planet Premier League, one of our newer podcasts on the BBC Sounds app, always well worth a listen. Cesc Fabregas with his thoughts this week ahead of the Manchester derby, which is coming your way shortly here on 5 Live this afternoon. Kirkes under pressure. Bobbly clearance with his left foot, intercepted by Assignon. Then Kirkes makes amends, challenges Vitinho, knocks the ball out for a throw into Burnley on the right. Back it comes to O'Shea, closed down quickly by Kluivert, and played back into the Burnley half. Burnley defending the goal away to our left in front of the 2-tiered Jimmy McElroy stand. Here's Sander Berge, sweeping run from him inside his own half. Solanke comes hunting for that ball. Berge is able to hold him off, turns away from him, and then side foots it away to Esteve. But Solanke didn't make it easy for him.
No, he's a good player, Berge. In a better team, he'll be a better player. I liked him when he was at Sheffield United. He struggled this season, but I think when you're playing in a struggling team, you kind of drop to their kind of level. But I do like him as a midfielder.
Sheffield United Arsenal tomorrow night. Updates of that one into the Monday Night Club on air from 7 o'clock on 5 Live. Here's O'Shea, curling cross into the edge of the box. It's behind Fofana, it's headed away. Cullen, first time side-footed ball. Little 1-2 with Charlie Taylor. Taylor gets it back again.
And you go back. It's just boring. You know, like, it's so predictable. It's just like it's a manual and you're playing to the manual. It's not like, it should be different.
Now that's better. Sander Berger breaks a line there, runs past a couple of players, slides a pass to the left, and this looks promising for Burnley. Attacking on the left. Ball played back to Berger again. Wide it goes to Taylor. One touch. Then the cross comes into the near post. It's behind Brun Larsen, headed away. And here's Berger. And back he goes, but only as far as O'Shea. Give it a shove in the back by Semenyo. Don't forget Semenyo's on the yellow card. Got to be a little bit careful with the challenges for Bournemouth. O'Shea to his right. Finds Assignon. Assignon's got Tavernier backpedaling. Assignon goes running across the face of the Bournemouth penalty area. Laid back to Cullen by Odebear. Cullen looks to his right and Vitinho's out there. He whips the cross in. Good ball to the far post. Might drop to Odebear.
You have to shoot first time.
Blocked at close range.
Shoot first time. You haven't got that much time to take a touch. Bournemouth clear it well. It comes to Odebear. Just swing your foot at it. Don't have that much time. That is why they're struggling where they are at the moment. People might think I'm being critical, but it's nowhere near good enough.
It's got the Burnley fans going, though, as you can probably hear at Turf Moor. Here they come again. Odebear delays his run to stay onside. Gets to that ball wide on the left. Back it comes to Taylor. Fofana darts into space. Again wide on the left. Tries to poke it round the defender and run round him, but clumsily knocks it behind the dead ball line. That is a goal kick for Bournemouth. So, half an hour to play. Manchester Derby on the way on 5 Live and BBC Sounds this afternoon. Kicks off at 3:30. Burnley 0. Bournemouth 1. I'm sure you're going to tell me as well, Clinton, there are going to be goals at the Etihad this afternoon.
Oh, there'll be goals.
I agree.
If there's not goals, then blame Dion, because John Murray gets goals. But
he's the man.
Dion will get goals. They'll get goals there. There's definitely goals.
Goal kick for Bournemouth. Deep breath from Neto. Clears it, sailing long ball into the Burnley half. Couple of headers won by the home team. Berger gets onto it. Left back position. Cullen drops deep to support him in space inside his own half. Then Esteve is used, rolls a pass back to Trafford. O'Shea's under a bit of pressure here from Tavernier. Pass forward blocked, and that goes out for a throw to Burnley on the right. Full time in the North London derby in the WSL. Sahel Sahi.
Yeah, it's finished. Arsenal with a gritty display. They've beaten Tottenham by 1-0. Alessia Russo with the goal just after half time. Kim Little and Beth Mead the providers, and Russo with the sharp finish. Arsenal, they remain in third, but they stay in touch with the top two in the WSL. Full time here, Arsenal 1, Tottenham 0.
Highlights tonight, the women's football show, BBC 1, 11:30. Full commentary on Leicester-Chelsea. Coverage starts on Sports Extra at 5:45. Zabani slips as he plays a long ball downfield for Bournemouth. Semenyo's beaten to it. Berger gets onto it for Burnley. Claret body to the shirt, light blue sleeves and the light blue shorts, playing from left to right. Berger, low raking pass. Charlie Taylor thought he had to slide to keep that in. Didn't realise he had support on the left hand side. Taylor involved again. Odebear plays it back into the feet of Cullen's shot, low to the left of the goalkeeper, but Neto makes a very comfortable save.
Yeah, it's like a pass back, to be fair. But it's good football. It's good. That's what you want to see, where it goes up to Odebear, little flick, runners off him from Cullen, and it's a comfortable save from Neto. It's got to be better to beat a goalkeeper of Neto's class.
By the way, if you're into your NBA, that's available to watch on the BBC at the moment as the season draws to a close. Boston Celtics against the Golden State Warriors, BBC 3 at 8:30.
I watched the game on, might have been Friday night. Yeah, it was Boston Celtics on the BBC 1 as well. It was on,
Trafford clears right foot up towards Fofana. Stoops, chest control. Fouled, I think. Free kick for Burnley just inside their own half. Still only one goal in the game. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Bournemouth get the win. They move to 31 points, 3 points above Crystal Palace, 4 points behind Fulham. They'll stay 13th in the league. Trafford's ball to the left. Finds Esteve. Esteve plays across here to Berger. Josh Cullen drops in behind him. Berger's not going to use him this time. Up it goes to Charlie Taylor. Esteve, chip ball, intercepted by Semenyo. It bounces in front of him, lofts it miles in the air. Solanke making a nuisance of himself for Esteve. Solanke controls it. Esteve fouls him. And so Bournemouth get a free kick and make something out of nothing, really.
Yeah, it's a hopeless ball from Semenya, but Estef is all over Solanke. It's good centre forward play. You know, when your team's under pressure and you're just trying to buy a free kick, it's clever from Solanke.
Burnley waiting to make another change. Their baseball capped manager Vincent Kompany with the club baseball cap on his head, smart black jacket, white t-shirt underneath, white trainers, hands in pockets at the moment, chewing the gum and watching the action. His team at the moment heading for an unwanted club record of the most league defeats at home in a season. This would be the 11th this season. Free kick to defend. They tried to be clever, Bournemouth, with a low one into the box. Easily intercepted.
Pass the ball.
Larson trying to bring it away, looking for a pass, finds a pass. Vitinho. Tavernier is chasing, but Vitinho's got the pace to get away from him down the right. Tavernier sticks at it, sticks a foot in, gets a touch on the ball. Kirkes is able to clear for a Burnley throw.
Bryn Larson's got to play that first two to Fofana and Odegaard. Then it's a race. Who can win the race? Once you slow it down, you allow Bournemouth to get back in. Frustrating watching this. Very frustrating. And I can tell these fans must be frustrated because they've had to watch this all season.
20 minutes gone, second half. Assignon's throw. Fofana chests it down. Two Bournemouth defenders right behind him. Assignon's cross in. Not enough on that. Volleyed away by Nepham and goes out for a throw in to Burnley on the right. Assignon leaves the original ball, trots over to a little plastic white cone, picks the ball up off there, takes the throw. Back it comes to Dara O'Shea. Trafford, the goalkeeper, well forward again, up towards the halfway line. Across to his right to Berger. Berger looking for options. Alex Scott on at half-time for Bournemouth, closes him down. Berger sees the run of Odegaard. Odegaard's running from right to left inside the Bournemouth half, and he's tracked by Scott, turns back and finds O'Shea. O'Shea 10 yards inside the Bournemouth half, gives it to Cullen. Cullen stops for a second, plays back again to Esteve, forward to Cullen. Burnley being patient. Now Berger on the ball inside left channel. Charlie Taylor in space on the left. Back it comes to Berger again. Bit slow. Berger across to Cullen, who might try and pick up the pace here. Turns away from Solanke. Still Cullen up to the edge of the box. Good ball. Fofana on the turn. Slides the pass to his right to Vitinho. Just forced a little wide. Stands the cross up to the far post. Drops down. Stuck into the back of the net by Josh Cullen. The referee's going to disallow it for a push on Adam Smith at the far post as the original cross came in. And I have to say, Clinton, when the ball went in and the challenge was made, I had a feeling that goal was going to get ruled out.
Yeah, I think Bryn Larson is all over Adam Smith at the back post, and the referee blew the whistle before Cullen put the ball in the back of the net. So we'll have to wait and see when we watch this replay, because we're a million miles up in... Oh, that's not a foul.
Do you not think so?
I don't think that's a foul. I just think it hits Adam Smith until we see this angle behind.
Bryn Larson climbing doesn't seem to be too much wrong.
I don't think there's a lot of contact. That's not a foul.
I think what makes the referee think it's a foul is Smith sort of flailing his arms out as he goes down and exaggerating the contact.
And they've give it. That's
no
not
goal.
That's for me. I don't think that's a foul. I don't think there's enough contact in the back.
Vincent Kompany, face in hands, cannot believe that decision has gone against his team. Cannot believe that the referee has not been asked to come and reconsider his decision. But the goal does not stand. They stick with the decision on field, and it remains Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. To the Etihad Stadium we go. John Murray has the team news ahead of the Manchester derby.
Yeah, my light is shining on it, and the news is that as we knew in advance, Grealish is injured, but there are 4 other City changes from the Cup team. Doku comes in for Grealish. Also, of course, Rodri, Foden, Diaz and Ederson return for the derby. So back as substitutes today are Mateus Nunes, Kovacic, Akanji and Ortega, and the returning Gvardiol, by the way, for Manchester City. Manchester United make a couple of changes from their late win at Forest in the Cup. Evans and Mainu come in for Amrabat and Anthony. So the thinking is Lindelof will play at left back as he did last weekend.
OK, John, thank you. All the commotion here while John was bringing you that news was a challenge made by Marcus Tavernier. Was it Tavernier?
You're right,
Tavernier?
mate. It was Tavernier.
Tavernier, who went in strongly there on Josh Cullen. Over the ball, missed the ball, got a yellow card in real time. And Vincent Kompany again is now questioning why that is not being looked at by the VAR as a potential red card challenge and changing the referee's decision on that one. Vitinho now being called over by David Coote, and he's going to get booked, I imagine, for something that he said in the aftermath. So Burnley very, very unhappy.
David Coote is having one in the last 5 minutes, and I'll be honest with you, and that's me being nice to him. If you want to book him, I understand, go back to the incident. They had a 4-on-3 there, Ali, so that's why I think they're upset.
Change being made by Burnley as well. Jakob Brun-Larsen coming off, and coming on is the top goal scorer, Zeki Amdouni. So plenty going on here at Turf Moor. John Murray's brought you the team news, commentary on the way of Manchester City against Manchester United. And just to tidy it up, Tavernier booked for the challenge on Cullen, and Vitinho booked after that for Burnley. Game is back underway. Bournemouth leading Burnley by 1-0. We are midway through the second half here on 5 Live. But two big calls there, Clinton, and both going against Burnley at home.
Yeah, listen, I've watched that. I don't think it's a foul at the back post. I think Smith thinks there's the slightest contact and then just throws his arms in the air, and the referee gives it. For me, the goal should have stand. VAR, sometimes I don't know what they're doing in that VAR room, I'll be honest with you. And then Coote makes a bad decision there. It is a foul, but play the advantage and then come back and book Tavernier.
Have a look for yourself tonight. Match of the day 2, BBC 1, 10:30. Berger playing up to Amdouni. Amdouni runs into trouble. Zabani throws him to the floor. Burnley get a free kick. Almost a decision made, you feel, to appease the home fans, because I'm not sure Zabani did too much wrong there, really.
I agree with you, Al, you're right. It's because I've got a few wrong and I'm deciding I'm going to give you one.
Human nature, of course.
Of course it is.
Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. So Cullen's goal disallowed for the Brun-Larsen challenge on Adam Smith at the back post, and then Tavernier booked, and only booked, for the lunge that caught Cullen a couple of minutes after it. Those are the talking points in the second half. Just over 20 minutes to play. Cullen's chip ball into the penalty area, headed up in the air. Fofana challenges for it. Semenyo swings a left boot and clears on the half volley, and it comes back to Cullen. Cullen across to Odebear. Semenyo comes out to close that down. Charlie Taylor, clever little chip pass, looking for the run of Odebear. Gets there first, wins Burnley a corner. Good football from the home team.
Yeah, good play from Odebear and Charlie Taylor down that left-hand side. They've combined well at times this afternoon, but yeah, good defending in the end as well.
Burnley hurrying things along a little now into the last 20 minutes of the game. Take the corner short to Odebear, who's looked one of the most dangerous players. Cullen involved again. Now Amdouni, little cutback. Odebear inside the penalty area. Now, was he caught there? Referee had a really good view of that. Odebear's gone down, holding his left foot as if it was trodden on. Play continues. David Coote doesn't think that was a penalty. Jared Gillett will be having a look at Stockley Park.
Yeah, he will, because he's up now. But yeah, he went down and he still looked like he could get the ball out. So I don't know why he would stop for, but they'll be checking that.
Let's wait and see. Keeping an eye on the referee, David Coote. For the moment, play continues and the ball hasn't gone out of play. O'Shea, what a wonderful curling pass for the runner Fofana. Fofana tries to knock it inside Mepham. Mepham gets a block on it. Neto comes sliding out, falls on the ball, and it looks like we are going to continue uninterrupted. No.
I know what he's thinking. It's the left. If he stands on his toe, it should be given as a penalty, but I don't think it will be given. You know, you've seen them given.
I have.
It's the inconsistency. I don't think it is a penalty.
No,
I'm like you, Al.
I don't think there's enough
in it. Yeah,
in that. So Alex Scott sticks out a left leg. It's a trailing left leg, and it just glances the boot of Odebear. Odebear feels the contact. I don't think that's enough. And again, Clinton, it's one of those where I presume the VAR has a look and thinks, do you know what? Not clear and obvious error. I'm not going to change that.
That's it. I think you're right. Yeah, you're spot on now.
Justin Kluivert's coming off. Scorer of the only goal so far this afternoon. Philip Billing coming on for Bournemouth. He's only started one of their last 13 Premier League games, Philip Billing, but a very useful player to have in the Bournemouth squad and bring on in this match situation.
A good player. I think he's just coming back from suspension. He got a red card, didn't he, as well? So, yeah, he is a good player. And I think when they went on that run, he wasn't in the team. That's why. But he should be one. Yeah, he's a good player. I think he should be a regular in this team. I think he's an outstanding player.
Last Premier League start for him back in December, the 3-2 win at Nottingham Forest when Solanke got the hat-trick. Kirkes on the left for Bournemouth. Can they find a second goal? Crosses too deep beyond Solanke and Billing in the penalty area, all the way out to Semenyo on the right. Thought about an early cross, works it onto his left foot. That looks like a good ball beyond everyone though, and goes skimming behind for a goal kick to Burnley. 18 minutes plus added time to go. Burnley goal kick. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1, but Burnley with the Josh Cullen goal ruled out for the Brun Larsen foul on Adam Smith at the back post, and VAR weren't minded to get involved and change that decision.
I don't know what's happened to Benson, and I think that's why they're cheering, because he's been called back. This guy was their best player in the Championship, and he can't get no game time in the Premier League. It amazes me. I don't know. I thought he was outstanding, so something's definitely gone on there.
A little flick ball from Billing. Solanke is offside, just racing away from a couple of Burnley defenders, but the assistant referee was sure enough there to put the flag up straight away. Called the offside decision, and actually the fact that none of the Bournemouth players, particularly Solanke, had complained about that, I think he knew he was in an offside position. Pass doesn't find Vitinho. Kirkes loses it. Chance for Burnley on the counter here. Here's Asignon, corner of the box, driven cross, not the best, all the way through the penalty area and behind for the Bournemouth goal kick.
They just panic when they're in the final third. That's the problem, because they haven't scored a lot of goals this season, and their decision making, every time they get into good positions, they're just panicking. And that, it's got loads of time, Asignon at right back. It just hurries the cross.
So Manchester derby on the way. Kicks off at 3:30 on 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Tuesday night, full commentary of Bayern Munich against Lazio. Second leg of the Champions League, last 16 legs this week. Wednesday night, full commentary of Manchester City Copenhagen on 5 Live, and Thursday 5:45 full commentary Sparta Prague against Liverpool. Solanke's pass here to Semenyo, shoots just wide. Perfect pass from Solanke. Semenyo went running onto it in between two defenders, gets the shot away, just misses the target.
Big chance, to be fair, to wrap the game up for Bournemouth. Great play from Semenya. He might have just been offside anyway. Solanke cuts it back. That's a good opportunity for Semenya. The biggest cheer of the day is when Benson's coming on.
Burnley can't stick the ball in the back of the net, although when they have done, it's been ruled out for a foul, and Bournemouth can't find the second goal to try and make the game safe. With 15 minutes, just over 15 minutes to play. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Trafford taking his time here just before delivering this goal kick downfield. Waiting for Manuel Benson to come on here for Burnley to see if he can make the difference and find an equaliser. Solanke chasing again. Esteve beats him to the ball, leaps in the air, cushions a little volley pass back to Trafford. Trafford gives that absolutely everything, sends the ball hurtling downfield, headed away by Mepham, nodded forward by Vitinho. Fofana, it was a difficult one to control. Cook comes running in, bounces off him and wins the ball, and then plays a lovely measured pass to the right to Semenyo as well. Tavernier making a good run into the box. Semenyo keeps it, hits the left-footed shot. That's just wide. Got a touch, did he?
No, you're right. I thought it was a save. You're right, Al. It's brilliant from Semenya, but I thought it was going in that bottom corner. But you're right.
Listen to that, Clinton. The response for the announcement of the change. Vitinho coming off, Manuel Benson coming on. 6 appearances so far this season, just the 1 start in the Premier League, at home against Aston Villa in August. As you say, Clinton, played a big part in the promotion last season, 13 goals, 11 of them in the Championship, and a very popular man at Turf Moor.
I don't get it. Him, Sahori's gone on loan to Hull. These wide men that they had last season in the Champ, for whatever reason, they went and spent and brought other players in who are not better than what you originally had here. So I don't get it, Al.
Semenyo's gone close in the last couple of minutes, one with the right foot, one with the left foot. Burnley still in the game here though. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Semenyo up to win a header, 14 minutes plus added time remaining. Dara O'Shea passes back to his goalkeeper Trafford, quickly out to Esteve back to Trafford inside his own penalty area. Billing just stands off him for the moment for Bournemouth, allows Trafford to clear it. Header won by Mepham. Looking for Billing and Solanke further ahead, and then Lewis Cook is penalised for running into Asignon inside the Burnley half. Burnley want to go quickly, and the referee David Coote says you're not taking that free kick from the right spot. Pedantic?
Yeah, I don't know what he's doing, the referee. Referees, it's not about you, it's about the prep. We want to be entertained by the players, not by the referee.
Listen to the rule. Manuel Benson just gets a touch of the
That's
ball
what
there,
I mean.
Clinton.
I don't understand. He hasn't been injured, has he, Al? He's just been out of favour. He might have had a few, not picked. Strange one.
Cullen plays forward here to Asignon. Assignon's tackled by Cook. He's desperate to win the ball back. Fouls him. Cook doesn't like the challenge. Holds on to Asignon. Then sensibly offers the handshake. And referee David Coote steps in to calm it down. Just threatened to bubble over for a second there.
You don't need to call him over.
David Coote wants to have a word with Assignon here. Assignon's run away. Assignon's ignoring him. We're wasting time here. Come on, we've got a Manchester derby to be getting on with this afternoon.
I mean. It's not about you, referee. It's about the players on the pitch. It's not about you. You're just there to make it sure it runs smoothly. They shook hands before and he just made them do it again.
Look at my word. Sarcastic standing ovation for the referee, David Coote, who's having a testing second half. Let's put it that way.
He's testing me and you as well, mate.
Your patience,
exactly.
Clinton Morrison with us at Turf Moor. 5 Live and BBC Sounds. Solanke chasing another ball wide on the right for Bournemouth in the yellow and blue. Solanke still battling in there. Burnley half get it away. Adam Smith gets his body in the way. Challenged by Odebear. Odebear does really well. Sprinting away from Alex Scott. Scott desperate to try and get something on the ball. Stops him in his tracks. Penalised for the foul. Free kick for Burnley on the left. Just inside the Bournemouth half, and it's getting lively.
It is. Even Vincent Kompany's getting like that. I thought he was going to tackle the ball there, but he went and gave it back. So it is frustrating, but that's the pressure you have as a manager, and when you're at the bottom you need things to go for you, and they haven't for Burnley this afternoon so far.
Vincent Kompany will certainly have an ear across the Manchester derby this afternoon, having played in so many of them himself. Manchester City, Manchester United in full on the way. Kicks off at 3:30. Burnley knocking it around inside their own half, much to the frustration of the fans. O'Shea under pressure, knocks it straight out of play. Didn't like the ball back from Trafford. Complains he didn't have an option there, and so Bournemouth get the throw.
I don't get it. You're losing. Just go forward.
No, Burnley get the throw. That must have taken a slight deflection on the way out. But
you're right.
I know your point.
Yeah.
Take your point. Assignon being sent back by referee Coote. Just over 10 minutes to play. Justin Kluivert's goal. The difference between the two teams here is Fofana tries to turn away from Mepham. Mepham on for Senesi, who was injured early in the first half. Burnley have won a throw on the right. Got a bit scrappy at the moment. Assignon sprints to the side of the pitch, wants to take a quick throw, doesn't see an option. Now looking for the runners. Still Assignon holds onto the ball. Fofana does make that run down the right. Mepham, that was a bit of a rash lunge in, and Fofana's away from him. Sliding challenge from Kirkes saves the day. Behind it goes for a corner.
Yeah, you're right. I don't know what Mepham's trying to do. Just stand him up. He's not going anywhere, but he tried to nick the ball. Good turn, but good recovery from Kirkes there.
So corner, Manuel Benson is going to take it. Short, stocky figure. Socks rolled down, turquoise boots, gloves on hands, in the claret and blue, plays it short to Odebear, gets it back. Burnley fans like this. Benson with the ball at his feet, corner of the box, curling cross into the far post, an attempted header back across goal, only ends up going behind for the goal kick from Dara O'Shea.
Yeah, and you can see he's just brought an excitement. So why don't you play these players from now to the end of the season that got you up? Because this is what these fans here want, and this is what they want, the exciting players that, can make things happen.
Football Daily podcast available via the BBC Sounds app. We'll have all the reaction and the analysis from today's football. So this game, Hearts 2-0 win over Celtic in the Scottish Premiership earlier this afternoon. Arsenal by a 0-0 in the WSL. Under pressure here is Berger, plays back to Trafford. Trafford scampering out, clears first time. Up in the air it goes, ball bouncing around inside the Burnley half. Won't come down. Billing eventually able to bring it down. Chip ball by Cook, looking for the run of Solanke. Good defending by O'Shea, who's hurt as he nods the ball behind for a corner. But the corner will stand, and O'Shea just has to pick himself up and recover. Into the last 10 minutes of the game at Turf Moor. Sunshine's disappeared. Still a wonderful view from our commentary position, though, here at the back of the North Stand. And Burnley fans nervously awaiting a Bournemouth corner. They'll take their time. Tavernier will deliver, so it'll be an in-swinger from the right. 3 yellow and blue shirts inside that 6-yard box. In it comes, real zip on it, headed away by Amdouni. Smith's there, completely overhits the pass to the right, and it goes sailing out for a throw into Burnley in the left back position. And it's gone a bit scrappy last 5 or so minutes. I guess Bournemouth won't be too unhappy with that, Clinton. Just try and get the job done.
Yeah, you're spot on. They're winning the game. If it gets scrappy, they get a 1-0 away win at Burnley. That saves Bournemouth. Then they'll be fine for another year in the Premier League in my eyes.
The first win in 8 games for Bournemouth. Just 3 points from the last 7. 3 draws and 4 defeats. Headed away by Mepham. Solanke challenges, headed back towards the halfway line. Semenyo onto it. Chip ball again from Cook. Looking for the Run of Solanke on the right, slightly awkward first touch, spins away from him, takes him down to the byline. Charlie Taylor's followed. Bournemouth have worked that well, and here they come at speed. Tavernier, low left-footed crosses behind Semenyo, who'd made the run to the near post, and now Burnley encouraged by their fans to bring it on the counter. Assignon at speed from the right-back position, chased by Billing. Billing can't catch him. Assignon, little side-footed pass to Cullen. Is there enough on that to the right? No, Smith is ready. Smith intercepts, goes sliding through, took the ball, took Charlie Taylor as well, though. Taylor's gone down hurt, and referee David Coote has another decision to make in this game.
I actually probably think he gets the ball. If you watch it, it might say it might be a bit aggressive, but I do actually think he gets a lot of the ball.
Let's have another look here on our little monitor. Yeah, he gets ball, doesn't he?
Yeah.
And then Challenge takes him through onto the foot of Taylor.
I don't think it's a foul either, because he followed through. I totally get why he's done it and why he's given him a yellow card, but for me, he does get the ball, Smith.
Full-blooded, fast-paced, committed challenge.
Yep.
Clinton. Taylor's ball from the free kick for Burnley. Still just the one goal in the game here on 5 Live. And Burnley, Fofana nearly nicked it off Zabarnyi and was about to go dribbling down the byline. What he has done, though, is won Burnley a corner.
Yeah, he has. He's lucky, Sabanya, because Fofana had won it and then didn't control it when it was on the byline. It was a good opportunity for him.
6 minutes plus added time remaining. Can Burnley find themselves an equaliser in their seemingly forlorn battle against relegation this season? Manuel Benson gets the ball short from the corner. Back to Audebert. Benson makes a run beyond Audebert. Gets it onto his right foot, the Frenchman. Cross comes in, flicked header, glancing across the face of goal and behind for a goal kick to Bournemouth, whose next 2 games are against Sheffield United and Luton, both at home, before we head towards the international break that Clinton was talking about in the first half, when Wales in particular have a game of real importance. Well, a couple of games they'll hope of real importance, but have to win the first one against Finland on March the 21st, and 5 Live will be there to bring it to you. Goal kick coming for Bournemouth. Neto very happy to take his time. Everyone's cleared up towards the halfway line. Neto trots towards the ball, plays it forward with his right foot. Header 1. Kirkes side foots it to Tavernier, tries to turn Assignon, wants to win a foul, doesn't get it, so back on his feet is Tavernier and comes chasing back to try and make a tackle on Benson. Benson zips round him, plays it to his right, can't find Fofana. Throw in for Bournemouth on the left.
Not on the same wavelength for Fofana, to be fair, because he's probably not had a player that's can do that and come and dribble and play little neat one and two passes, because he is exciting. Benson, he is exciting. For me, probably one of the best players in the Championship last season, Al. Do you not find that strange, though?
It is a bit.
Do you know? I don't know.
Yeah.
Did he want it?
The real lack of football that he's had, and you know, I'm not saying the fans know everything, but he's clearly very, very popular. You could see that by the reaction. Could be one for 606 tonight, actually, for Chris and Robbie after the Manchester derby. Here's a ball on the left. Taylor, first time cross, up in the air it goes. Easy one for Neto to collect. From Bournemouth's point of view, in their history, they've been to Turf Moor 14 times. They've only ever won once. It was in the Premier League back in May 2018. So this will be a collector's item and a win much enjoyed by the Bournemouth fans who have made a long trip up to the northwest this afternoon. It's not over yet, though. 4 minutes plus added time to go. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 1. Cullen's ball forward. It was his goal that was ruled out for the Brun Larsen challenge on Smith. Assignon on the right, corner of the Bournemouth penalty area, looking for an option. The option is a back heel to Benson. Benson, ball tied to his left foot, trying to make space for a shot on the edge of the box. Back to Assignon. Benson has to stretch to control the pass. Little prodded layoff to Cullen. Cullen plays back to the halfway line. Esteve to O'Shea. Again, you can just feel the frustration building in the home fans around as they go back to the goalkeeper
look
again.
Where they were and they go back. It's not positive football. I know you can keep the ball for the sake of keeping the ball, but no, you're not getting nowhere. You're losing the game out. You've got to get forward, get across into the box, get this crowd going.
1-0 down in the 88th minute of the game. Billing in to win the ball for Bournemouth. Now, this is where they could be dangerous on the counter. Semenyo has the ball on the right. Tavernier making a run in the middle, so is Solanke. Here's Semenyo. Semenyo's left-footed shot, deflected and into the back of the net. And that will be that at Turf Moor this afternoon. An unwanted club record for Burnley. the most home league defeats in a season, the first win in 2024 in the Premier League for Bournemouth. It's Burnley 0, Bournemouth 2.
Yeah, and they deserve that. They've not been good enough in the second half, and Bournemouth have played it. It's been a brilliant away performance, to be fair, and the difference is they take their chances, even though they've had quite a few, and Burnley don't, and that's the quality at that end. I know it takes a deflection of Semenya, and when you're in a position like that, but literally a minute ago we were talking about get the ball into the box. They don't, and they get punished at the other end. And yeah, it's a good run, and he wants to come onto his left foot, but Taylor's worried that he can go on the outside. It's a big deflection, but game over.
Lewis Cook's ball forward. We'd seen Semenya attempt that earlier in the half. He's gone close a couple of times before scoring this goal. Left-footed drive, deflection off the back of Charlie Taylor, takes it past his goalkeeper James Trafford, and it is that familiar sinking feeling for the Burnley fans who are now pouring out of the stands here at Turf Moor. They are, aren't they?
Yeah.
And it's a steep old run down those steps. Yeah, they're going in their hundreds at the moment. 89th minute of the game, and it's going to be Bournemouth's win. Solanke comes off, so he managed almost all the game, despite having to come through the fitness test on the knee injury earlier in the week. And Enis Unal comes on. So Burnley waiting to get the game back underway. Jay Rodriguez is coming on for the closing stages as well for Burnley. And Johan Gudmundsson is coming on as well, but very late in the day for Burnley to try and do something about this. So game kicks off again. Manchester derby on the way in just over half an hour here on 5 Live. James Trafford, former Manchester United player, clears for Burnley, beaten twice in the game. First half by Kluivert when his defenders didn't really help him. Couldn't do anything about the second goal. And Bournemouth are going to get their win. Throw in for Burnley on the left. Speeding forward is Gudmundsson. Wide on the left. Manages to get that cross in. Goalkeeper Neto comes, punches it away. Bodies all over the place inside the Bournemouth penalty area. I think play's actually going to have to stop here because one of the Bournemouth defenders is down inside the 6-yard box. Neto came out, did what he had to do there, Clinton. Took absolutely everything as well as the ball. But I think he might have caught his own man.
Yeah, it was good goalkeeping. I think it might be Mepham who's down, but yeah, sometimes if you want to keep the ball out of your head, you've got to take everything. And he took man and ball.
6 minutes of added time begin now, but they begin with a stoppage as Mepham rather groggily gets to his feet. Took a whack on the side of the head, has managed to get up unaided. He's holding his left eye, but he's going to have to be taken off the field to recover. Not sure whether it was a goalkeeper who caught him or maybe it was Fofana going for the ball as the cross came into the penalty area, but I think he's going to be okay. Into added time at the end of the game, and the Burnley fans know the game is up. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 2. Much needed win for Bournemouth. They've got a free kick. Neto's going to take it just outside his own penalty area, steepling high clearance to the right, laid back by Semenyo, scorer of the second goal. Gudmundsson again on the left, chased by Billing. Odebear's given the ball away. Bournemouth come looking for a third. Here's Unal, who's on for Solanke. Caught as he laid the ball off, but is able to keep going. Ouattara, another one of the Bournemouth substitutes, tackled just on the edge of the Burnley penalty area. Benson is back there doing some defending. He's gone down, caught by Tavernier, and Burnley do get themselves the free kick. So Sander Berge will hurry along. Big call, I guess, for Burnley. Clinton, they'll look back on at the end of the game is the disallowed goal by Josh Cullen, which would have made it 1-1.
Yeah, and we've seen the replays. I think it's a harsh one. I think it's really harsh. I'm surprised VAR, didn't have a longer look at that, because that was the big decision, turning point. If they score then, Burnley could maybe go and get the winner. But yeah, it's a moment. And first half as well, they missed a lot of big chances in the first half. If you don't take your chances out, you don't deserve to stay in the Premier League.
Yep. Hopefully you'll get some of the reaction before we head into 6:06 this evening at 6 o'clock with Robbie Savage and Chris Sutton. But you miss anything, it'll be there for you in the Football Daily podcast. Ben Haynes and Neda Manua in charge of that tonight. Trafford clears. All he can do is spoon the ball out of play for a throw-in to Bournemouth on the left. Enes Unal, Turkish striker on loan from Getafe, closing him down. Bournemouth were a little bit worried about him after he went down in the FA Cup game against Leicester in midweek. but he's okay. Solanke was fit to start the game today as well. Into added time, and Bournemouth comfortably leading by 2-0. Unal, Benson trying to knock him off balance, wide on the left for Bournemouth attacking position. Berger steps in, wins it for Burnley, back to his goalkeeper. Tavernier comes racing across the penalty area to put the pressure on. That's a good ball out from James Trafford to Goodmanson. Wide it goes to Odebear. Odebear comes gliding infield. Fofana with a little flick, could have just stepped over that maybe, and Goodmanson would have been able to run onto it. And now Bournemouth are going to be dangerous on the counter again, but Billings' pass is just beyond Tavernier on the right hand side, and it goes out of play for a Burnley throw on the left. And poor old Vincent Kompany's got to go through the rigmarole again, Clinton, isn't it? The post-match interviews. He's going to be talking about exactly the same things with his team again.
And then it gets tiring though.
Yeah.
Fans don't want to hear that. They want to see performances on the pitch. And at the end of the day, I like Vincent Kompany. The buck does stop with him because he picks the 11, he sets them out to play, and they're not delivering at the moment. So pressure will start to mount for him. I think they should stick with Vincent Kompany because I think he's a good young manager, but maybe he's got it wrong since he's been in the Premier League at the moment.
Burnley fans, have your say tonight on 606. 08085 909 693 is the number to dial. The lines will be open during the second half of the Manchester derby, which is on the way. Kicks off at 3:30. Manchester City against Manchester United. Benson, good speed from him, just inside the Bournemouth half, wide on the right. Low left-footed pass, finds Goodmanson. Goodmanson quickly with the ball forward. Fofana's header from the edge of the box, easily caught by Neto. 4 minutes of added time up. 2 minutes of added time to go, and then the pain will be over for another Sunday afternoon for these Burnley fans. It has not been a fun season for them. Romped to the Championship title last season, but have found it much, much harder in the Premier League. Of course, when they went down last couple of times from the Premier League, bounced back the first opportunity straight away. So Burnley fans will take some encouragement from that. Charlie Taylor, left back position under pressure, forward to Odebear, back to Taylor almost by the corner flag in that left back position, and wins Burnley a throw. The game is up though, just over a minute to play. Burnley trailing by 2-0. Jay Rodriguez inside his own half, looking for Assignon. Tavernier is interested for a second, goes chasing that ball across the Burnley half, but Assignon able to get there first. To Berger. Berger towards Fofana. Touch from him, takes him away from Mepham. Mepham sprinting back to get at him. Fofana lays it off to Assignon on the right. Now to Benson. Benson's little turn with his low centre of gravity to beat Tavernier, running across the face of the box. Still Benson, left-footed effort, well wide of the target, appealing for a corner. Referee doesn't agree. Goal kick for Bournemouth.
No, he doesn't agree. To be fair, even if it was, he probably would have given a goal kick. So his performance hasn't been good enough, and I know him personally, Coop, but he's not today. But his performance has probably just been as bad as what Burnley's performance have been. But credit to Bournemouth. I think Bournemouth have been outstanding in this game, even though they haven't played how they dominate a lot of possessions. I think they've been excellent.
So closing stages here at Turf Moor. I've got a feeling you might have just lost the line, the connection here at Turf Moor for a second. I'm glad that's happened then in the last minute of the game.
Exactly. I was worried.
And not the first minute of the game. Might be a Burnley fan just behind us there, just pulling it out of the wall. And there we go. Few boos and jeers on the full-time whistle all over at Turf Moor. No win in 10 games for Burnley. A first win in 8 Premier League games for Bournemouth. A goal in each half. Justin Kluivert and Antoine Semenyo gives Bournemouth even more breathing space if they even considered they're in a relegation battle. More of the same, unfortunately, for Burnley fans, Clinton.
Yeah, Bournemouth are safe now. That was a big result, and they got 2 huge games coming up as well. But they needed that first win in 8. As you said, they'd been on a bad run, and probably coming to Turf Moor, they thought it'd be more difficult than it was. It was difficult in the first half. Burnley banging trouble, big trouble, but I don't think Burnley are good enough to stay up this season, and I think their fans know it. But they just got to keep battling and keep going to the end of the season.
Might hear from some of their fans on 606 this evening. That's the club record today. Most league defeats at home in a season. And 11th today. Couldn't take their chances. Did have a goal ruled out at 1-0 down that was questionable. Vincent Kompany, will hear from him after the game and see what he made of that. Bottom line is, though, Burnley have lost again, marooned in the bottom 3, and Bournemouth get themselves the win. Burnley 0, Bournemouth 2.
Ali, Clinton, thank you both very much indeed. Burnley 11 points from safety. Bournemouth now 11 points from trouble. Couple more wins, maybe one after that, and they'll definitely be playing Premier League football next season.